This is 2020 Lyman High School football, live on MyLocalRadio.com. The Young Eagles brought a playoff game to Lyman in 2019. Now, follow along live as that same team is back and knocking on the door of another playoff berth.
Carter Smith plunges into the end zone. Touchdown, Eagles.
Lyman football on My Local Radio is brought to you by T-Bar S Body Shop, Evanston Regional Hospital, Plains Tire, Auto Farm Chevrolet, Hoover Chiropractic, Freeway Tire, Westar Printing, Rocky Mountain Sign, the Come On In Casper, Black's Fork Dental, and by Achieve Sports Medicine. And now we take you to the field with the voice of the Valley, Cullen Holt, for live Eagles football.
Welcome to Lyman, Utah for today, Lyman, Wyoming for today's matchup between the Lyman Eagles and the Upton-Sundance Patriots. I'm Matthew Peterson. Happy to have you alongside me for this 2A semifinal matchup between the Eagles and the Patriots. We're in for a great game as two fantastic defenses clash, and where do we even begin on the offense? We got a lot to cover here in our pregame show as we are under 41 minutes away from kickoff here in Lyman between the Eagles and the Patriots. I'm Matthew Peterson. You're listening to My Local Radio on 98.3 FM KADQ. All right, folks, we got a lot of ground to cover in our pregame show. We're going to have our scene set so you guys can be caught up to date on both sides. And then it's our Where Are They Now interview as we catch up with an alum from the Valley along with our coaches show. We're going to hear from both coaches and then our Bridger Valley Electric starting lineups, all that here in our Union Sports broadcast booth. And a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Lyman football. So don't go anywhere. We got a lot more going on here as we get closer to the kickoff of the semifinal matchup between the Eagles and the Patriots.
America keeps moving, and Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to help you keep rolling. Whether you need a brand new vehicle or service on one you already own, Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to lend a helping hand. Our certified mechanics are knowledgeable, and our sales team takes the time to get to know you and what your needs are. Stop in today, Auto Farm Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. Evanston's community-driven dealer.
Welcome back to Lyman for the semifinal matchup in 2A high school football between the Eagles and the Upton-Sundance Patriots. Let's get into our scene set here as we get a scope of the two teams and what they're bringing to the gridiron. And as for the Lyman Eagles, they are entering with an 8-1 overall record. They went 7-1 in the playoffs. Their lone loss came to Big Piney 6-0, a really close match, defensive battle. Ultimately, the Big Piney came out victorious. As for Upton-Sundance, they're entering with a 7-1 overall record. They went 6-1 in the regular season with their lone loss, a close one to Torrington. And that's how we got to our semifinal matchup. Let's take a closer look at these two sides. So Lyman is looking for their first championship appearance since 2012 when they beat Lovell 22-20 in a rematch game. And as for Upton-Sundance, they only moved up to 2A very recently. In fact, this is the first year for them playing at this level. And the two schools, you're not hearing it wrong, it's Upton High School and Sundance High School that combined about 6-7 years ago. And it's been working pretty well, to say the least, as they have made it all the way to the semifinals. They are coming off some big wins themselves in the quarterfinals. You look at what these two sides did in the quarterfinals. As for Lyman, they had a dominating win. It really was not fair, as the Eagles won 42-7 over Bighorn. And then as for Upton-Sundance, they coasted to a pretty easy win as well, 41-16 over Lovell. Now, they don't have a lot of common denominators between this side, but Lyman played Bighorn, and they beat them 42-7, like I mentioned, in the quarterfinals. And as for Upton-Sundance, they also played Bighorn much earlier in the season, and they won 35-0. So two similar scores against the same opponent. As for here on the West, it was Lyman going up against Lovell back in Week 3, and they beat them 12-7. And as for Upton-Sundance, they beat them 41-16 in the first round of the playoffs. Now, that Lyman matchup way back when, Week 3, I don't think people knew what the Eagles were going to turn into this year. So we got really not a lot of common ground between the two sides. And let's take a look at the numbers here offensively and defensively. All right, so the Patriots with the number 1 run offense in 2A state of Wyoming, they average about 228 yards per game on offense. Pass-wise, they're not far behind. They got the number 3 pass offense, averaging 166 yards per game. As for the Lyman Eagles, they can move the ball pretty well on the ground as well. They're 4th in the state with 204 yards per game in 2A football. And passing-wise, we saw them display some ability. You know, that quarterback, Carter Smith, had a strong outing a week ago towards the end of the match, and they rank 8th with just over 100 yards per game. And so, two offenses, Patriots kind of get the edge. Number 1 rush and number 3 pass. And as for Lyman, number 4 running offense, number 8 pass. And the Patriots, that 1 and 3 combined for the number 1 total offense in 2A football. And the Eagles right on their tails with the number 4 total offense. So you want to give someone an edge. It's going to lean towards the Patriots when it comes to the offensive side of football. Defensively, really close. Patriots with the number 1 run defense in the state 2A level, 53 yards per game. So it's going to be a challenge for the Lyman Eagles to get the ball to Preston Brewer and have him pick up some chunks of yards. Pass-wise, this is where their Achilles heel is displayed. They're giving up a little under 130 yards through the air. So can the Eagles improve their passing game and exploit that? As for Lyman, their run defense is right behind Upton-Sundance. They're 2nd in state with 74 yards allowed on the ground each game. And their pass defense really strong as well. Number 4 in 2A Wyoming with 98. So those are the numbers right there. You look at the two sides offensively and defensively here in our scene set as we get closer to kickoff. About 35 minutes to go between the Eagles and the Patriots. It's going to be an exciting semifinal matchup. You'll want to keep it right here on MyLocalRadio.com, or if you're listening on 98.3 FM K80Q. Let's take a look at what we got coming up ahead. We have our Where Are They Now interview and then our coaches show. So a lot of great things coming up on the dial, so don't go far. We are under 35 minutes away from 2A semifinal football kicking off.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds. Plus job listings, fun giveaways, and more. It's all on MyLocalRadio.com. Watch live as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches, catch up on local and regional news, and get accurate weather conditions and forecasts. Visit MyLocalRadio.com, like us on Facebook, and stream it all now.
Welcome back into the Union Sports broadcast booth. I'm Matthew Peterson. Happy to have you alongside me here on a pretty mild temperature day in early November in Lyman, Wyoming, as the Eagles welcome the Upton-Sundance Patriots from across the state. You look at the map here, Wyoming, nearly a perfect square. Lyman located right in the bottom left-hand corner, southwest Wyoming. And as for Upton-Sundance, they could not have been further. Top right of the state, northeast. So it's about an 8.5-hour drive. The crew made the drive out actually last night, so they didn't get up before the sun rose this morning. They got here last night, stayed in a hotel, and the coach, he was very methodical. Spoke with him. He said they planned everything down to the minute, when they were stopping, where they were going to get lunch. So this is a crew that came in prepared. They have a game plan. and it's time for them to execute it as they cross just about the entire state. All right, we are just about ready for our Where Are They Now portion of the pregame show. We got an excellent Where Are They Now interview for you coming up. It's someone from the Valley. I don't want to give it away yet, but he played college basketball just over in Utah, so a really great interview. You don't want to miss this one. Cullen Holt did it, and he asked some fantastic questions, and a couple big names were mentioned in the interview, some NBA stars. So you'll want to listen to that one. That's our Where Are They Now interview. We're going to have that on in just a moment as we get closer to kickoff with a little over 32 minutes to go, right on that knot. And we'll get into our Bridger Valley Motor first quarter and a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Lyman football. So keep it right here, Eagle fans. We're getting closer to kickoff between the Eagles and the Patriots.
This First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Bridger Valley Sports also brought to you in part by T-Bar S Body Shop. Let T-Bar fix your car. Call 307-789-2639.
Do you want a 5-star experience at the dentist? Come to Black's Fork Dental in Mountain View. Hear what some of our patients have to say.
Dr. Irene and his staff are so kind, competent, and knowledgeable in the care they deliver. They are careful and pay attention to all the details.
Great pain-free work, cutting-edge technology, overall a wonderful experience.
Call Black's Fork Dental at 782-3630 for a 5-star experience. Black's Fork Dental.
Welcome back into the Union Sports broadcast booth. Let's turn things over to our Where Are They Now interview now as we are approaching the 30-minute mark between the Eagles and the Patriots kicking off.
Kyle Bollinger joins us now. He was a stud athlete at Mountain View High School, went on to do some really great things at Weber State, and then he's now talking to us on this edition of Where Are They Now. Kyle, first off, it's in the name, so I'm going to ask you, where are you now? What have you been up to since graduating from Weber State?
Well, since graduating from Weber State, my wife Katie and I have hung around in Ogden. We've been here now since, we moved down here in 2007 as freshmen, and then we've been here ever since. I'm teaching high school finance class at Bonneville High School, and I'm the varsity basketball coach at Bonneville.
Awesome, and how have you enjoyed being on the coaching side of the spectrum?
I love it. I have a whole newfound respect for the patience that coaches must have had with me when I was a player and with us as a team, both in high school and in college. But it's been a really rewarding career path. Wouldn't change anything. It's been a lot of fun.
All right, Kyle, let's just go in chronological order. I'll start by asking you about your time at Mountain View. How do you feel that being with the Buffaloes prepared you both athletically and even in life to go on to college and beyond?
Well, I was extremely fortunate to have Kevin Lewick as my head basketball coach. I know he's over at Lyman now. I'm going to have some words with him about that next time I see him. But we were extremely well coached. We were a very tough and together group, not the most talented group that was ever trotting out on the field or on the basketball court at Mountain View, but we played really hard. And I think that growing up in a small town like Mountain View, the ranching, mining community, I think we tried to instill that in the way that we played. And I think that more than anything helped kind of pave the way for the opportunity to go play at the next level. That, and I had a pretty good support system at home. My parents went through a lot of sacrifices to provide me opportunities to go play summer league ball, AAU ball around the country. And so I was fortunate to have good coaches, great teammates, and wonderful parents.
Okay, Kyle, so it's getting time to graduate from Mountain View. Walk me through the recruiting process to go to Weber.
It was quite a process. The letters start coming in, and you receive anything from generic letters that are sent out to thousands of kids to more specific handwritten letters. And it's a unique feeling as a 17, 18-year-old to be recruited and to have some of these coaches and names that you've heard of before on SportsCenter and stuff talking to you. The biggest thing that jumped out to me from Weber State's recruiting standpoint was the relationship I was able to develop with Coach Ray. Randy Ray, for as long as I've known him, and I'm still in contact with him today, has been a straight shooter, no nonsense. What you see is what you get, and we clicked right off the bat. I think that wherever Coach Ray would have been coaching, that's probably where I would have gone. Fortunately for us, it happened to be at Weber State. So that was the that was the primary deciding factor in my decision to attend Weber State, was the relationship I had with Coach Ray.
Kyle, you put up some pretty big numbers with Weber State and your top 10 and three-pointers, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, there's a lot to read about you when you go on and look at your bio from your time in college. What do you think was going right for you?
I think what was going right for us was we had a lot of really good players and a lot of really selfless players. I look back to the first year that I played, we had, when Damian Lillard's on your team and he's not the MVP of the league, you've got a pretty good team. And we had the MVP of the league was a 5'5" junior college point guard from Norman, Oklahoma, named Cullen McCoy, who had been overlooked his whole career. And so he kind of carried that chip on his shoulder. And I think there were a lot of us that felt that way when we got here. And, credit to Coach Ray and the staff. They recruit similar-minded guys. And so our practices, man, they were slugfests. They were physical. They were aggressive. They were not for the faint of heart. So I think we got a combination of a lot of really hard-working players and then maybe some overlooked talent. Certainly Damian fit the mold for that. I mean, a kid that was, by the time he graduated Weber State, in my opinion, was the best player in the country, having been overlooked by a bunch of different schools. So when you combine those together, I think that was what allowed us to be pretty successful.
You just kind of casually slipped that name in there, Damian Lillard. Obviously, you're a big name in the Mountain View area, but I think a lot of people will know that name as well. Specifically, what was it like to play with him?
It was a treat, and playing with him was really fun. We got to see amazing basketball come out of Damian, but what the fans miss is what really separated him was the way that he practiced, and I think that's something that anytime I'm around young kids and they bring up Damian's name, which happens a lot, the number one thing that I tell them is, man, did that kid practice hard? And it was sometimes extremely frustrating when you would have to guard him or he was on the opposing team in practice. But, something that Coach Lewis said was your best players always need to be your hardest workers. We never had to worry about that. The thing that stands out to me the most about playing with Damian was how hard he's worked. And I think everybody that follows the NBA sees that and has heard about his incredible work ethic.
Kyle, before I let you go, what kind of feelings do you get knowing that you've made this small community in Wyoming proud by what you did in high school, then at the next level in college basketball, and now giving back as a coach? What kind of feelings does that give you to know that you've done that?
Oh, I don't know in terms of individual feelings if it provides anything. It's just we're growing up. I was so grateful to be a part of Mountain View's community, and my wife and I found a home down here in Ogden. But it's really cool to only be 90 miles away from where you grew up. I mean, it's definitely different living in a town where there's actually stoplights and fast food. That was a big adjustment I had to make, but I still call Mountain View home, and it's really neat. A lot of things that I took for granted growing up, having, a town herd of deer or moose chase me into my house or seeing my brother being pulled on skis behind a car going down the middle of the road. I moved down here, and I look back on that with a lot of reverence. It was a pretty special place growing up, and there were a lot of good people in that community. So I'm just grateful to have been brought up and raised in a place like Mountain View.
Well, Kyle, we appreciate you taking the time to get us caught up on what you've been up to and talk a little bit about the good old days in Mountain View. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I appreciate the call. Thank you.
That's Kyle Bollinger, the pride of Mountain View High School.
What a great interview that was with Kyle Bollinger. All right, we're getting closer to kickoff. A little under 24 minutes to go between the Eagles and the Patriots. We're going to have our coaches show coming up in a minute, and we'll talk about these two sides a little bit more, so keep it right here at MyLocalRadio.com and 98.3 FM KADQ.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
When do you schedule doctor appointments?
In bed before I fall asleep. In the car waiting to pick up my kids.
We can even do it after breakfast.
We all lead busy lives. Online appointment scheduling puts you in control. In just 90 seconds, you can make an appointment with a primary care provider or specialist at evanstonanytime.com. Select the day and time most convenient for you. Enter some basic information, and just like that, you're scheduled for care. Schedule appointments for next day and beyond at evanstonanytime.com.
Welcome back to Lyman, Wyoming, as we get closer to kickoff in our semifinal matchup between the Eagles and the Patriots. The two logos look like a rematch of that 2017 Super Bowl between the New England Patriots and the Philadelphia Eagles, but it's instead played on a smaller level here in 2A football in southwest Wyoming, as both sides are fighting for a spot in the 2A state championship. We will not know where that game is until Torrington and Mountain View's game is concluded, which kicks off at 6 p.m. tonight. So unsure where the next game will be, whoever wins it, but Lyman with an opportunity to host a state championship if they win and things go right on the other side of the state. So looking at that side of the bracket there, Eagles had a successful regular season, earning them a top seed in the playoffs. So they're poised to make a good run here as they look to pick up their first state championship since 2012. But in the way right now is the Upton-Sundance Patriots. All right, that's time for our coaches show. We're going to hear from both sides, as it's going to be Dale Anderson for the Lyman Eagles coming on after I spoke with Lance Hoffland. That's the coach from Sundance. So Upton-Sundance are two high schools combined. Let me give you the layout of how this all works. They recently combined about 6 or 7 years ago. The two schools are separated by roughly 35 miles. They alternate where they practice, where their home games are played. So it's kind of like a great long-distance marriage in some ways. And if Upton-Sundance were to host a state championship, it would be at Sundance, as they alternate where those home games are. But we're going to hear from Upton-Sundance's assistant coach, but kind of the head coach of the Sundance side, Lance Hoffland, in a few minutes right after this, as we are approaching 20 minutes to kick off between the Eagles and the Patriots, both sides fighting for a spot in the state championship. Pair of great teams. It's going to be an excellent match. You will not want to miss a minute of it. Keep it right here for our pregame show as we get closer to kickoff, right here on MyLocalRadio.com for our live stream and at 98.3 FM KADQ.
Two roads diverged in a wood, and I had just purchased new tires at Plains Tire in Evanston. The trained tire technicians at Plains Tire expertly mounted, balanced, and aligned my new tires, so I was feeling good. While I was there, they changed my oil, checked my brakes, fixed my AC, and made sure my shocks were in tip-top shape. And with their lifetime alignment checks and tire rotations, I was ready to roll. So, thanks to Plains Tire, when two roads diverged in a wood, I took the one less travel. Plains Tire, 157 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
All right, folks, it's time to hear from one of the coaching staff members of the Upton-Sundance crew. It's Lance Hoffland. Without further ado, here he is.
I'm with the Upton-Sundance head coach, Coach Hoffland. Coach, thank you for taking the time to speak with me today. As you guys get ready for the playoff matchup against the Lyman Eagles, what's it like going up against a school on the complete opposite side of the state that you don't know a lot about or haven't seen all season long?
We've moved up to a different class. We haven't played these teams in the past, so it is a new experience for us, a different level of play, and being on the west side of the state, we never see them. So, yeah, it's a different look for us.
Can you tell me about the travel operations and plans you guys are going to have in place and what kind of challenges that can pose for your team?
Well, typically, it's 8 to 8.5 hour bus ride. We'll leave the day before, find a place, we'll practice, that type of thing on the way to travel down, find a place to get a room and something to eat and kind of relax. And then the next morning, Friday morning, we'll travel to the field for pregame.
Coach, as we get ready for the matchup, these are two teams that don't know a lot about each other. So can you tell me about the DNA and kind of the backbones of your team?
We're, of course, a lot smaller than most of the teams that we play up front. but kids work hard. They got good attitudes. They work well with each other. We mix it up. We run the ball and pass the ball fairly well. So, offensively, those are some of the things that we need to do. And defensively, we seem to do okay.
Coach, looking at the schedule here for your side, rewinding just a few days ago, a week, for the first playoff matchup against Lovell, you guys won 41-16. What was the biggest fuel to that win?
Just the opportunity to be in a playoff game, and we're awful hungry. The last couple of years in 1A, we've struggled trying to get by Cokeville in the playoff games who've gone on and played in the state title. So, there's a lot of fuel in the fire to try to make it to the second round of the playoffs.
With the head coach for Upton-Sundance, Coach Lance Hoffland. Coach, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today.
You're welcome.
What a great chat that was with the Sundance coach, Lance Hoffland. The head coach of the overall team is Andy Garland. They kind of split the coaching duties a little bit as it's two schools combined, so kids from both areas combining, but great to hear from Sundance and, Upton-Sundance, we'll say, assistant coach Lance Hoffland. All right, we're going to take a break here, and when we return, it's Dale Anderson, the head coach of the Lyman Eagles, right here on MyLocalRadio.com as we are approaching the 15-minute mark between the Eagles and the Patriots kicking off. Both sides trying to punch their way into the state finals.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Eagles! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Welcome back to Lyman, Wyoming for the 2A state semifinal matchup between the Eagles and the Patriots. I'm Matthew Peterson here in our Union Sports broadcast booth in a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Lyman football. We're getting closer to kickoff as we have gone south of the 15-minute mark. It will be the Eagles receiving, but before then, we've got to hear from head coach Dale Anderson for the Lyman Eagles.
I'm now with the Lyman Eagles head coach, Coach Dale Anderson. Coach, thank you for taking the time to speak with me today. Let's start this interview by talking about your win last week, 42-7, in dominating fashion. You guys were able to move the ball well on the run game and through the air. So do you expect to keep that kind of balance going into the upcoming matchup this week, or do you want to go back to a more run-heavy offense?
We prefer the run, but it is nice to be able to have that option to pass when we get in, situations that requires it, and even sometimes just to catch a team off guard. So our balance comes more from keeping them off balance. That'd probably be the way. If we can keep teams off balance and catch them off guard on a pass once in a while, then that does help us.
Coach Anderson, you guys dominated from the first whistle to the last in the opening playoff matchup. How are you able to keep your side engaged in this practice, knowing it'll be a tougher matchup this week compared to last week?
I think they realize that. We sat down on Saturday and Monday both and watched a little bit of film on Upton-Sundance, and they're a very, very good team, very well coached. It'll be a huge test for us, especially they kind of match our strength a little. They have a really good offensive and defensive line, and we feel that's one of our strengths. So it'll be, it hasn't been too hard so far, to keep their attention and, understanding that, we have a pretty big task ahead of us this week.
Coach Anderson, let's dive into Upton-Sundance. That's a team that's in the opposite corner of the state, about a 9-hour drive for them. You guys hadn't seen them all season long, may not know a lot about them. What have you learned about Upton-Sundance and what they bring to the gridiron?
They have one of the best defenses in the state. I think, run defenses especially, which creates a challenge for us. Offensively, they're pretty balanced as well. They have a good run game, but they have a really good quarterback who throws well and runs well. So they do a lot of things well. And so, like I said, it'll be a big challenge for us. The good thing is they have to make that 9-hour drive instead of us.
Absolutely, and that's coming off you guys having such a strong regular season. And back in August, I don't think many people would have predicted the Lyman Eagles being one win away from going to the state championship game. What's fueled this successful season for your team ultimately, you think?
I think we have a pretty good group of seniors. Our senior classes, in the past few years have been pretty small. We actually have quite a few seniors this year, but I think they're good leaders for us. Some lead by example, some lead vocally. But I think anytime you can have a strong senior class in a small school setting, it helps a lot. These kids, we made the playoffs last year and kind of made an early exit in a game we didn't play very well in. So I think there's a little bit of drive on their part, to succeed and they've just been great, and the younger kids have just kind of followed in line with them, and it's just kind of been fun to watch that progression.
With the Lyman Eagles football head coach, Coach Dale Anderson. Coach, one final question for you. Coming off that big win in the first round of the playoffs, what improvements do you want to see out of your side?
We've got to improve our pass efficiency a little bit. We had a couple of turnovers that in a game like we see this Friday, you can't handle any miscues. And the other thing we've tried to focus on a little bit this week is, the special teams are going to play a huge role when you get into a game that, is pretty evenly matched. The kickoff, kick return, punt return kind of stuff can play a huge role in a game like that. So we were actually out there this morning at 7 working on a few of those things. So.
Well, Coach Anderson, I think Lyman and the entire Valley area is very excited for this matchup. Thank you so much for your time today.
You bet. Thank you, too.
That's Lyman Eagles head coach Dale Anderson.
What a great chat that was with Coach Anderson. All right, folks, we are under 10 minutes away between the Eagles and the Patriots, duking it out on the gridiron, trying to earn a spot in the 2A state championship game. We're in for a great matchup as a pair of great offenses and defenses clash. We're going to have some more ground to cover on our pregame show. We're going to get into our green scene, our keys to the game, and then the Bridger Valley Electric starting lineups right here on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Lyman football.
America keeps moving, and Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to help you keep rolling. Whether you need a brand new vehicle or service on one you already own, Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to lend a helping hand. Our certified mechanics are knowledgeable, and our sales team takes the time to get to know you and what your needs are. Stop in today, Auto Farm Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. Evanston's community-driven dealer.
This First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Bridger Valley Sports also brought to you in part by Freeway Tire. With a friendly and knowledgeable staff, quick and dependable service, and great prices come together. Call Freeway Tire at 307-789-8632. And by Hoover Chiropractic. Dr. Todd Hoover does all of the chiropractic work you need, as well as blood work, dietary supplements, a weight loss program, x-rays, and can help you get rid of migraines and allergies. Call Hoover Chiropractic at 307-789-0043.
When you're looking for one location that is centrally located in Wyoming to host a business meeting or corporate retreat, always consider the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper first. With meeting rooms and amenities that everyone can enjoy at the Come On In is the best place to host events. The rustic decor, fireplaces, jacuzzis, pool, and large indoor atrium will make your event memorable. Call today and find out the ways we can help make your event a success. Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper. Call 307-472-6300.
When your vehicle needs new tires, any tire store can get you back on the road. But only Plains Tire can get you rolling again with the peace of mind that you were treated well, paid a fair price, and that you'll be taken care of for the life of the tire. At Plains Tire, trained tire technicians mount and expertly balance your new tires, replace the valve stems, and hand check each lug nut to make sure it's all tight and secure. Plus, you'll get lifetime alignment checks and tire rotations only at Plains Tire, 157 Bear River Drive, Evanston. Visit plainstire.com.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Eagles! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Welcome back into our Union Sports broadcast booth, offering high-speed internet for your home and office. We are around 6 minutes away between kickoff. I know it's been pins and needles for everyone waiting between these two teams to take the gridiron, but let's get into some more action on our pregame show. We'll get into our green scene. So looking outside right now, pretty cloudy, a little low overhead. And as for the temperature, I would say it's pretty good given the fact that it is November 6th right now. It is not absolutely freezing, that's for sure, but I think everyone would like it a little few degrees warmer, so somewhere in that little sweet spot. But it's football weather, and that's what you're going to get here in November in Wyoming. And not very windy, and that's important. Usually, of all factors that can influence a football game, wind is typically number one, so very little wind. Trees are staying still, looking north and south, not going east and west. That's our green scene. We're going to step aside for another break here, and when we return, we're going to have our keys to the game and our Bridger Valley Electric starting lineups between the Lyman Eagles and the Upton-Sundance Patriots, as I think we're about to have the national anthem get underway in a moment, so we'll step aside for that. You're listening to a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Lyman football here on MyLocalRadio.com and 98.3 FM K80Q.
Do you want a 5-star experience at the dentist? Come to Black's Fork Dental in Mountain View. Hear what some of our patients have to say.
Dr. Irene and his staff are so kind, competent, and knowledgeable in the care they deliver. They are careful and pay attention to all the details.
Great pain-free work, cutting-edge technology, overall a wonderful experience.
Call Black's Fork Dental at 782-3630 for a 5-star experience. Black's Fork Dental.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
When your vehicle needs new tires, any tire store can get you back on the road. But only Plains Tire can get you rolling again with the peace of mind that you were treated well, paid a fair price, and that you'll be taken care of for the life of the tire. At Plains Tire, trained tire technicians mount and expertly balance your new tires, replace the valve stems, and hand check each lug nut to make sure it's all tight and secure. Plus, you'll get lifetime alignment checks and tire rotations only at Plains Tire, 157 Bear River Drive, Evanston. Visit plainstire.com.
A common thread, no matter where you live in Wyoming, is that if you're heading somewhere, it's probably going to be a while until you get there. A lot can go wrong on these long road trips across this great state. If you ever find yourself broken down on the side of the road, it's time to call Glade Erickson at Bridger Valley Motor to come and pick you up, day or night. Bridger Valley Motor offers 24-hour towing services. If you need a tow, you need to call Glade on his cell phone at 307-780-3280. Bridger Valley Motor is here to pick you up if your lift ever lets you down. 307-780-3280.
Do you want a 5-star experience at the dentist? Come to Blacks Fork Dental in Mountain View. Hear what some of our patients have to say.
Dr. Irene and his staff are so kind, competent, and knowledgeable in the care they deliver. They are careful and pay attention to all the details.
Great pain-free work, cutting-edge technology, overall a wonderful experience.
Call Blacks Fork Dental at 782-3630 for a 5-star experience. Blacks Fork Dental.
Welcome back into the Union Sports broadcast booth. We are moments away from a kickoff between the Eagles and the Patriots. Let's check out our keys to the game. So for Lyman, it's playing 4 quarters of Lyman football. What you did this year worked. That earned you the top seed in the West tier. So continue doing what works. If things don't start off the way you expect in the first quarter, don't stray away from the game plan. Play Lyman football for 4 quarters. No reason to panic. Next key is second downs. This is a really strong offensive group here for the Upton-Sundance Patriots. And so why I say second downs is don't put them in position for 3rd and shorts. You want to make second down, you're down. Put them in positions of 3rd and long, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. Don't give up free chunk yardage so they can have an easier 3rd down. And finally, run defense. This is a really, really good Upton-Sundance offense. Number 1 in the state, and they can run the ball with ease. Patriots had the number 1 run offense in the 2A conference. So run defense for Lyman, which ranked 2nd in the state, has to be equally up to the task. All right, we are ready for kickoff here as we went through. We'll have our starting lineups brought to you by Bridger Valley Electric in a moment. We are ready for kickoff as it will be Carter Smith, Preston Brewer, Jet Dickerson, Ashton Housekeeper, McCoy Smith, and Roe Meacham out for our starting lineup as the kickoff is a good kick from the Patriots. It's going to bounce around the 8-yard line. It's fielded across the 10 and getting away across the 25. And here goes the Eagles. Breaks out of a tackle and going all the way, it looks like. Can he get there? Oh, he's tripped up at the 10-yard line. What a great start for the Lyman Eagles. Lyman will have 1st and 10 after about a 70-yard kick return. McCoy Smith in on the return, and talking about our starting lineups, McCoy Smith, a penalty. Is there laundry on the field? There is indeed. As we get ready for our game action. Oh, what a tough break for the Eagles, who had an excellent return from McCoy Smith, setting up with 1st and goal. But it may be coming, or it's definitely coming back, as both teams are walking this back right now. And I'm not sure if the call was holding or blocking the back of some sorts. Did not see it, but an excellent return from McCoy Smith. And I understand that the Lyman Eagles aren't going to get the field position they wanted, but that momentum can still be there. So here we go. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Lyman as we start our first quarter, brought to you by Bridger Valley Motor. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Eagles at their own 12-yard line. And it's going to be Carter Smith lining up in the pistol formation, 1 back in the backfield, a couple receivers split out wide. Smith awaiting the snap. He gets it right now. It's a direct run for Carter Smith, and he'll run up the middle and bullying over a couple defenders, about a gain of 3 on the run for Carter Smith. So the Eagles take 1st and 10 and make it into 2nd and 5. They give him a good spotting for Smith. So Smith a week ago had 65 yards on the ground, and he picks up 5 on 1st and 10. 2nd and 5 now for Lyman, deep in their own territory at their own 18-yard line. Smith once again lining up in that pistol formation. Smith is going to run it again. He's going to break through a couple tackles, and that's going to be good enough for a 1st down. About a 7-yard run for Carter Smith, and Lyman has 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. That's where they spot it. So a good run from Carter Smith on the first 2 plays of the game gives Lyman 1st and 10. Here come the Eagles breaking the huddle. Smith lines up in the shotgun. 3 receivers on the far side, 1 on the near side, 1 back in the backfield. Smith takes the snap. He will run it himself again up the middle, and no one's stopping him. Carter Smith, a first down and a lot more. Carter Smith picks up 15 on 1st and 10. And that was a direct snap to Preston Brewer, it looks like, actually. Preston Brewer taking the snap, actually. So that's actually Brewer's second first down run, as it's a Wildcat snap right to him. Here's Smith lining up in the gun again. 2 receivers on the far side, 1 on the near side. Smith in shotgun, takes the snap on 1st and 10. He'll hand it up the middle, and Brewer is not going to go far with this one. After a 15-yard run, he only picks up about a yard on 1st and 10 near midfield. And that's going to bring up, give him a 2-yard spotting on 1st and 10. So 2nd and 8 for the Eagles at their own 46-yard line. Still scoreless on the Benedict's Ace scoreboard here in our Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. Smith awaiting the call from Coach Anderson. Now he's ready to go. Smith in the shotgun, 2 receivers on the near side. It's a direct snap to Smith. He'll run it up the middle himself, and he's going to go for about 3 yards to bring up 3rd and 5. So Smith with a 3-yard carry brings up 3rd and manageable right at midfield. Still scoreless as we are under 10 minutes in the first quarter. Let's see what the Eagles can dial up on offense. They have not thrown the ball on this drive. A couple runs, and they've pushed themselves right at the 50-yard line. Here's 3rd and 5 for the Lyman Eagles in a scoreless battle against Upton-Sundance. Smith is in the gun again. Takes the snap. Now it's going to be a direct snap to Brewer, and Brewer spinning his way up the middle. It's going to be about a yard short of the first down marker. So about a 4-yard run for Brewer. And that will bring up 4th and 1 for Lyman at Upton-Sundance's 46-yard line. And it looks like the Eagles may be going for it. They're kind of in that no man's land when it comes to do you punt or do you go for it. And they're lining up to go for it right now, it appears. In the gun, Smith, Brewer on his right hip. It's a direct snap to Smith. He'll run it up himself, and he's got enough for a first down. He needed 1 yard. He got 2, kept the change himself, and it's a first down for the Eagles. Lyman moving the ball well down the field in this opening drive. Scoreless on our Benedict's Ace scoreboard. Nothing between the Lyman Eagles and the Upton-Sundance Patriots. We are about the 8-minute mark in this Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. Here is Smith and Preston Brewer back in the shotgun formation. Direct snap to Brewer. He's going to run it up himself, bobbles it, and he'll chug his way across the 40-yard line near the 35. About a 6-yard run for Preston Brewer, who's having a strong start against a really good Upton-Sundance defense in the run game. They ranked number 1 in the state, but Lyman, no one told them that. They are moving the ball with ease down the field. About a 6-yard run on 1st and 10. Will bring up 2nd and 4, maybe a long 3. Here's Smith in the gun, 1 receiver on the near side. Direct snap to Caden Smith. He's going to run up himself again, spinning his way across the first down marker. Let's see if they spot him. It's going to be about 3rd and inches, so about a 3-yard run for Carter Smith. He's already amassed nearly 20 yards so far. We're only in our first drive of the game. Scoreless on the Benedict's Ace scoreboard. 3rd and inches for the Eagles at the Patriots' 33-yard line. Direct snap goes to Brewer. He gets across the edge outside the numbers and just absolutely runs over a defender for a first down. It's about an 8-yard run for Preston Brewer. A strong first down run. And the Eagles have 1st and 10 at the Patriots' 24-yard line. Here's Smith in the shotgun formation. Direct snap goes to Smith. He runs up the middle himself, and he's not going to have as much success as he had before, as he actually spins his way forward to pick up some additional yards, and 1st and 10 turns into about 2nd and 5. Great run from Carter Smith. Didn't have a lot to run into, but made the most of it, and that's all you can ask for. So that brings up about 2nd and 5, about close to 2nd and 4. So Eagles have the ball at the Patriots' 19-yard line. Here's Smith in the shotgun, still scoreless in the first quarter. Shotgun snap, it goes to Brewer, and he runs up the middle himself again. This Lyman offensive line doing a lot of damage as Brewer picks up only a few, maybe a yard on 2nd down, bringing up 3rd and 3. So a good defense from Upton-Sundance to put the Eagles in a 3rd down situation here. It's 3rd and a long 3 for the Lyman Eagles at Upton-Sundance's 18-yard line. Smith is in the shotgun formation. Brewer next to him. Direct snap goes to Smith. He's going to hold on to it after a fake, and he's spun down near the line to gain, but he's going to be short, it appears. Yeah, he'll be about a yard short. So 4th and a very long 1, as it looks like on the sticks right now. So 4th and 2 just about. And the Eagles are going to go for it at the Eagles' 16-yard line. Here's 4th and 2 for Lyman. Smith is in the shotgun formation. Takes the snap. It goes to Brewer. A flag comes down. Whistle blown. There's a direct snap to Preston Brewer. And, yeah, a false start on Lyman is going to back this up. So 4th and 2 turns into 4th and 7. And now Coach Anderson has a big decision to make here. 4th and 7 for Lyman at the Patriots' 21-yard line, still scoreless on the Benedict's Ace scoreboard with a little under 5 minutes to go. A timeout is called. We'll step aside. It's still 0-0 on our Benedict's Ace scoreboard in our First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Lyman football between the Eagles and the Patriots.
A common thread, no matter where you live in Wyoming, is that if you're heading somewhere, it's probably going to be a while until you get there. A lot can go wrong on these long road trips across this great state. If you ever find yourself broken down on the side of the road, it's time to call Glade Erickson at Bridger Valley Motor to come and pick you up, day or night. Bridger Valley Motor offers 24-hour towing services. If you need a tow, you need to call Glade on his cell phone at 307-780-3280. Bridger Valley Motor is here to pick you up if your lift ever lets you down. 307-780-3280.
Welcome back into our Union Sports broadcast booth. It's 4th and 7 for the Eagles at the Patriots' 21-yard line, and Lyman lining up to go for it. They need 7 yards to pick up a first down. It's Smith in the gun with Brewer to his right hip. Snap goes to Smith. He's going to throw. Throws it across the middle, and it is, oh no! Goes in and out of the hands of McCoy Smith right in the middle of the field. It would have been good enough for a first down and more. He kind of bobbled it, had a defender right on top of him at the 5-yard line between the hash marks, but it's a incomplete pass and a turnover on downs. Upton-Sundance takes over deep in their own territory at the 21-yard line. So Lyman does a good job of moving the ball down the field, but after a false start turned 4th and 2 into 4th and 7, they stall. Here come the Patriots. So Upton-Sundance, Brad Kruger leads them at the quarterback position. He'll line up under center. He puts a man in motion, and he's going to flip it around the end. And Bruce just bowling his way across the sideline, and a good run. And about a 6-yard run for Braden Bruce on 1st and 10. So closer to actually 2nd and 5, actually. That's where they spot it. Gives a bit of a Lyman spotting. So 2nd and 5 for the Patriots at their own 26-yard line. Kruger and his offense run to the line of scrimmage. Kruger lines up under center. Puts a man in motion. He'll hand it up the middle, and this is not going to go anywhere. The Lyman defense was all over it. Handful of Eagles clogged the hole. Handoff went to Jess Claycomb, and he gains nothing. Zilch. So 3rd and 5 for the Patriots at their own 26-yard line. Still scoreless as we are a little over 4 minutes to go in the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. Here's 3rd and 5 for the Patriots at their own 26-yard line. Kruger's in the gun. He takes the snap. He's going to hold on to it. There's a hand up the middle. It's a first down and more across the sideline and out of bounds. A strong run from Braden Bruce. Good enough for a first down. Picks up about 9 on the run. So 1st and 10 for the Patriots at their own 36-yard line. It's about a 10-yard run for Braden Bruce on his second carry. And Upton-Sundance has it now at their own 36-yard line. 1st and 10, still scoreless on the Benedict's Ace scoreboard. Here's Kruger in the shotgun formation. Puts a man in motion. He'll run it up himself now up the middle and not going anywhere. What a great stop by this Lyman defense, and leading the charge was Preston Brewer, who took down the quarterback and then helped him up. Good stop by Brewer, and no gain on the play for Brad Kruger on his first run. 2nd and 10 for the Patriots. Kruger took the shotgun snap himself, but now he's under center. Got a couple guys split out wide, puts a man in motion, and some misdirection to hand up the middle, and here goes a big run for the Patriots. Swimming his way across the 50-yard line is the junior Levi Rudliff, and a big run from Rudliff all the way out to the Eagles' 47-yard line. First down for Levi Rudloff, and now the Patriots have 1st and 10 in Eagle territory at the Lyman 47-yard line. Here's Kruger lining up in the shotgun formation, all alone. 3 receivers split on the other side. Kruger's going to run with it, and he is tripped up near the 40-yard line of Lyman after running off tackle, and about a gain of 5 on the run. Maybe a 5-6-yard run for Kruger, who got nothing his first time through the ground, and that brings up 2nd and 5 for the Patriots at the Eagles' 41-yard line. We're still scoreless with about 2.5 remaining in the first quarter. Lyman moved the ball down well in their first drive, and now the Patriots are doing the same. Here's Kruger lining up in the shotgun. 3 receivers on the near side. He puts a man in motion, and it's going to be a direct handoff. And getting across is Claycomb, but he's not going to go very far with it, as Jess Claycomb is stopped right near the line of scrimmage, maybe about a gain of 1 or 2 on the play, but not much to go, so it's going to be spotted at the Eagles' 40-yard line, bringing up 3rd and a long 3. About a 1-yard gain for Jess Claycomb. And let's see what Coach Garland's got dialed up for his side as they are looking at 3rd and 3 from the Eagles' 40-yard line. Kruger lines up under center, 2 backs in the backfield. Takes the snap. He's going to hold on to it, looks to pass, flings it to the corner, and it is caught across the 15-yard line. And what a big reception for Upton-Sundance, and making the grab was Ethan Mills. All the way down to the Eagles' 12-yard line, and big play through the air for Upton-Sundance to convert on 3rd and 5. So it's about a gain of 18 yards. So here is 1st and 10 for Upton-Sundance. Kruger's in shotgun formation, takes a snap. He wants to pass. Now he's going to run with it, and he's stopped. He's taken down. He may have gone back to the line of scrimmage, but it was Roe Meacham who met him in the backfield, and no gain on the play. He's lucky that he could break even after Meacham snuffed that one out and blew it up. So 2nd and 10 for the Patriots at Lyman's 12-yard line. Just over 30 seconds to go in the first quarter, still scoreless. Kruger's going to line up under center, 1 back in the backfield, puts a man in motion, and he's going to hand it off, and it's not going to go anywhere with it. Handoff went to Levi Rudliff, and he is met behind the line of scrimmage, a loss on the play. Carter Smith blew up the play, and Good stop on 2nd and 10, bringing up 3rd and 13. Loss of about 2 on the run. And that may be the final play with your, yep, that's going to do it for the first quarter as the clock winds down. We're scoreless on the Benedict's Ace scoreboard as the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter comes to an end. But the Patriots are threatening. They are in the Lyman red zone. When we return here on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Lyman football.
America keeps moving, and Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to help you keep rolling. Whether you need a brand new vehicle or service on one you already own, Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to lend a helping hand. Our certified mechanics are knowledgeable, and our sales team takes the time to get to know you and what your needs are. Stop in today, Auto Farm Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. Evanston's community-driven dealer.
Welcome back into the Union broadcast booth as it is a scoreless match on the station on our Bendix Ace scoreboard as we now enter our second quarter. Brought to you by Big Country Properties and Brooker Bobby Donzel in our second quarter. Here we go. It's going to be 3rd and 13 as we resume the game. Upton-Sundance threatening offensively inside the Lyman red zone. To be specific, they're at the 15-yard line. Kruger will line up under center. 3rd and 13. Kruger takes the snap. He wants to pass. He's got pressure. He rolls out of it. Now he's on the near side. He's going to run with it. No, he's going to fling it to the end zone. No one's there. Incomplete. Threw it out the back of the end zone. It was a bit of a play-action pass, and Kruger had nowhere to go with it, so he just throws it away, bringing up 4th and 13. So let's see what the Patriots want to do here. They have it at the, there's a flag on the field, and it's going to be on Upton-Sundance declined. A legal man downfield. One of the offensive linemen went too far downfield. He can't do that, so 4th and 13. And now let's see what the Patriots want to do. I'm not sure how strong their kicking game is, but they're going to go for it. Here we go. So 4th and 13 from the Eagles, 15-yard line for the Patriots. Kruger lines up under center. He puts a man in motion. He's going to hand it off, and run up the middle is Rudliff, and he's going to be close to that first down marker. I think he might be short. It was Levi Rudliff taking the handoff up the middle, and he's going to gain about 10 on the play, maybe 11, but he needed 13, and so the Lyman Eagles stands tall, and they make a stop to force a turnover. So the 9-yard run is not good enough from Levi Rudliff, and the Eagles offense takes the field at deep in their own territory. This is the worst starting field position either side has had so far. They've got it at about their own 5-yard line. Here's Smith going to line up in the gun. He's got Brewer to his left. He's going to hand it off. He's going to hold on to it now, and he's not going to get anywhere with it. He ran up the middle trying to follow some lead blockers in his offensive line, and they cleared about a 2-yard hole for him, and that's all he gets. Just trying to give themselves some breathing room. So 2nd and 8 for the Eagles at their own 7-yard line. Still scoreless as we are in the second quarter now with a little over 11 minutes to go in the first half on our Benedict's Ace scoreboard. Here's 2nd and 8 for the Eagles at their own 7-yard line. Smith lines up in the shotgun. He's going to hand it off to Brewer. No, handoff did not. It goes to Chevy Frackle, and he spins his way enough for a first down. It was close, and they gave it to him. So first time Frackle touches the ball, it's good enough for a first down, about an 8-yard run exactly at the sticks. And that's bringing up 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Now they are across their 15-yard line, about the 16. First and 10 for Lyman. Scoreless here in the second quarter. Here's Smith lining up in the gun. Pair of receivers split out wide. One guy in the far slot. Smith takes a snap. He's going to run with it up the middle, and it's going to be a first down and a lot more. A big run on 1st and 10 all the way out to the 30-yard line for Carter Smith, who's doing some damage on the ground against the number 1 run defense in 2A football. About a 12-yard run, a strong run. And now we have 1st and 10 for Lyman all the way out at their own 29-yard line, nearly the 30-yard line. Lyman looking for the first score of the game. Here's Smith in the shotgun formation. He takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Preston Brewer, and Brewer goes up right up the gut for about a gain of 6 on the run. So a gain of 6 brings up 2nd and 4. Brewer doing a lot of damage on the ground. He's close to 50 yards already. Last week he had a really good dose of yardage, 131 yards, 3 touchdowns. He averages only 86 yards a game, though. 2nd and 4 for the Eagles. Snap goes to Smith. He's going to hold on to it, bounces outside the tackle, and he is met. And pushed back and leading the charge was Jess Claycomb. He wrapped him up and called in some backup to push back a yard of the line of scrimmage. So 3rd and 5 after the loss of 1 for Carter Smith. At the Eagles' own 35-yard line, we're still scoreless as we are under 9 minutes to go in our second quarter, brought to you by Big Country Properties. What was supposed to be an offensive explosion of a game is actually being won by both defenses right now. 3rd and 5 for Lyman. Snap goes to Brewer. A direct snap. He bounces outside, and he's going to be stopped before the first down line. About a 3-yard run, a 4-yard run for Preston Brewer on 3rd and 5 will bring up 4th and 1. And Eagles have 4th and 1 at their own 39-yard line, and Lyman looking like they're going to go for it. If they don't get it, Upton-Sundance would have great field position already on the Eagles half of the field. Here we go. It's Carter Smith in the shotgun formation. 2 backs in the backfield. A whistle is blown, and a timeout is called by Coach Anderson. Lyman wants to think this over. It's 4th and 1 when we return with 7:52 to go in the half. Scoreless on the Benedict's A scoreboard. You're listening to a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Lyman football.
This First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Bridger Valley Sports also brought to you in part by Freeway Tire. With a friendly and knowledgeable staff, quick and dependable service, and great prices come together. Call Freeway Tire at 307-789-8632. And by Hoover Chiropractic. Dr. Todd Hoover does all of the chiropractic work you need, as well as blood work, dietary supplements, a weight loss program, x-rays, and can help you get rid of migraines and allergies. Call Hoover Chiropractic at 307-789-0043.
All right, here we go. It's 4th and 1 for Lyman at their own 39-yard line. The Eagles are going for it. It's a direct snap. It's bottled by Smith, and he runs up the middle. It was a high snap, and he's got the first down. Let's rewind this for you. A high snap to Carter Smith. It bounces off his chest pad, goes up in the air. He corrals it, and then just dashes across the line of scrimmage, and good enough for a first down. So a big scare there for Lyman results in a first down after about a 2-yard run. It's 1st and 10 for Lyman. Snap goes to Smith. He runs up the middle, and this time he gets about 2 yards again. So this Upton-Sundance run defense starting to strap it down, and they're number 1 in the state, and they're trying to prove it here as it's 2nd and 8 for Lyman at their own 38-yard line. We're scoreless on the Benedict's A scoreboard. We welcome you back into our Union Sports broadcast booth. We've got a little over 7 minutes to go in the first half. Lyman with their second offensive possession, trying to put on 6. Here's 2nd and 8 for Lyman. Smith lines up in the gun. 3 backs in the backfield. Takes the snap. He's going to look to pass. Rolls out to the near side. Loads up. Throws across the middle of the field. Caught by Meacham. He brings it down at the Upton-Sundance 40-yard line. A flag came down, though. A good catch by Roe Meacham. And there's a flag on the field. It was thrown sort of mid-pass. I think it might be it's a defensive holding on Upton-Sundance. That penalty is declined. It's about a 15-yard throw and catch between Carter Smith and Roe Meacham. First offensive pass of the day is good enough for a first down. And Meacham reels it in. Here's 1st and 10 for Lyman. Snap goes to Smith. He hands it up off the middle, and this is going to go nowhere. It was Braxton Saby taking the handoff. His first touch of the day is maybe a gain of a foot, but not a lot there. They may not even give him that. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Eagles at the Patriots' 41-yard line. Here's 2nd and 10 for Lyman at the Upton-Sundance 41-yard line. Direct snap. It's going to go to Smith, who picks up maybe a yard, bringing up a long 3rd down. So after about a 1-yard run from Carter Smith, we have the longest 3rd down we've seen so far for Lyman's offense. 3rd and 8. They're at the Patriots' 40-yard line, still scoreless on the Benedict's Ace scoreboard, with 5.5 to go in the first half in our Big Country Properties second quarter. Here's 3rd and 8 for Lyman. Smith lines up in the shotgun. 3 backs in the backfield. Some misdirection. It's going to be a handoff to Fackrell, and he will run across the 35-yard line, but it's going to be short of a first down. That's what matters most. About a 4-yard pickup on 3rd and 8 turns into 4th and 4. So the second run for Fackrell is going to draw up 4th and 4 for Lyman at the Patriots' 35-yard line. And Coach Anderson looking like he's going for it. We have not seen a punt so far. We've had our fair share of 4th downs. Here is Carter Smith in the shotgun. 3 receivers on the far side, 1 back in the backfield. Snap goes to Smith, looks to pass, throws across the middle, caught for a first down. It is reeled in near the 23-yard line, and making the grab is Ashton Housekeeper. And a first down for Lyman. A great throw from Carter Smith, who stood tall in the pocket and delivered a strike down the middle of the field all the way to the Patriots' 22-yard line. About a 12-yard pickup on the throw. So Carter Smith now 2 for 2 in the air, and it's the first grab of the day for Ashton Housekeeper. And we have 1st and 10 Lyman at the Patriots' 22-yard line. Here's Smith in the gun. He takes the snap. He's going to run with it himself, and he has stopped at the line of scrimmage, but spinning his way a little bit forward. Flag comes in at the end of the play, about a gain of 2 at most. And this flag came in towards the end of the play, which leads me to believe it could be an unnecessary roughness or something of that nature. It's going to go against Upton-Sundance. I didn't see what the call was, though. A 5-yard penalty. So 1st and 1.5. I'll be honest with you, I have no idea what this call is, but it's about a 5-yard penalty after the conclusion of the play. So 1st and 2, 1st and a long 1 for the Eagles, deep in the red zone. Snap goes to Carter. He runs up the middle, has the first down, going towards the end zone, and he is in for a touchdown. Carter Smith on a 12-yard run, punches in 6 points, and it's 6-0 Lyman. Carter Smith bounced his way off a couple defenders, kept the legs moving, and He picks up 6 points for the Eagles, who are up 6-0 over Upton-Sundance with 3:40 to go in the half. The snap is good. The kick is up for the extra point, and that goes off the post and no good. So we'll keep it at 6-0. Let's see if that missed extra point comes back to haunt the Eagles. But for now, Lyman is up 6-0 with a little over 3 minutes to go in the first half on our Benedict State scoreboard and on a Bank of Wyoming, first Bank of Wyoming presentation of Lyman football.
Evanston Regional Hospital is an affiliate of the University of Utah Health. Our partnership builds on a long tradition of collaboration between Evanston Regional Hospital and University of Utah Health. Inside these doors, our dedicated staff is committed to being your caring partner in your healthcare journey. Whether you need an MRI or surgery, are expecting a new baby, or you're having a heart attack, Evanston Regional Hospital is here to help. Evanston Regional Hospital. Healing begins here.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds. Plus job listings, fun giveaways, and more. It's all on MyLocalRadio.com. Watch live as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches, catch up on local and regional news, and get accurate weather conditions and forecasts. Visit MyLocalRadio.com, like us on Facebook, and stream it all now.
A common thread, no matter where.
As a kickoff from Braxton Save, if you're just joining us, is bobbled initially by the Patriots, but they get it out across the 20-yard line, so they'll have 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line. If you're just joining us, it's 6-0 Lyman after a 12-yard touchdown run from Carter Smith to put the Eagles up first here with a little over 3.5 to go in the second quarter. Welcome back to our Union Sports broadcast booth. Here's 1st and 10 for the Patriots from their own 21-yard line. Handoff goes up the middle, and this is going nowhere. Clay Combe is stopped right at the line of scrimmage by that Lyman defense, and you can't single out one defender. There's a whole mess of them getting in on the stop. So Jess Claycombe, the leading rusher for this team, has been just taken out of the offensive game plan so far. He's got 1 yard through 3 carries. 2nd and 10 for the Patriots. At their own 21-yard line, Kruger lines up in the shotgun. 2 receivers on the near side, takes the snap. Now he wants to run with up the middle, and a QB keep is going to pick up about 3 yards as he's tackled just across the 25-yard line. So about a 4-yard run for Kruger brings up 3rd and 6. Designed quarterback run. 3rd and 6 now for the Patriots. They are just across their own 25-yard line. We have 2.5 to go in our second quarter. Lyman up 6-0. Here's 3rd and 6 for Kruger in the shotgun. 4 receivers on the near side. Takes the snap, looks to pass, rolls out. He's got some time. Now he wants to run with it. No, he flings it down the middle of the field, and it is caught for a first down and a lot more. Ethan Mills brings it in all the way in Lyman territory near the 35-yard line. A big gain on the play, about a 40-yard play from the Patriots. And Upton-Sundance is in good position to even out the score right now. They have 1st and 10 from Lyman's 35-yard line. Mills just got behind the secondary, and it was ballooned over the nearest defenders, and a big gain on the play. First and 10, snap goes to Kruger. He wants to run with it, and now he does, and he gets across the 30-yard line, and about a 5-yard run on a broken play. And Kruger adds 4 more yards to his rushing total. He's close to 15 yards now through the ground. So we have 2nd and, I gave him a healthy spotting, but 2nd and 5, 2nd and 6 here for the Patriots. 1.5 minutes to go in the first half. Lyman leading 6-0. Here's the shotgun snap to Smith. To Kruger. He wants to pass with it. He's going to roll out some pressure, and he's going to run with it, and he gets just pushed out of bounds after about a loss of 1 on the play. So second, it'll be about 3rd and 7 now. So Kruger improvises and makes the best of the play. So they push it back 2 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 7 for the Patriots at Lyman's 32-yard line. 6-0 Eagles on the Benedict's 8 scoreboard. Under a minute and a half to go in the first half. Here's Kruger in the shotgun. Takes the snap. 3 receivers on the near side. He's got some pressure, and he gets it out, and it's caught, but it's not near enough for the first down. Bringing it in was Mills, who had the big reception earlier, and they rule it incomplete. It was a low throw, so 4th and 7 with 1:18 to go in the Big Country Properties second quarter. Eagles up 6-0 on the Benedict's 8 scoreboard. And the Patriots are going to call a timeout to talk things over. We're going to keep it right here as we've got a close one. In the first half, it's Lyman up 6-0 thanks to a 12-yard Carter Smith touchdown run on the previous possession. But the Patriots look to answer with a score of their own and potentially go into the half tied or even leading, as the Lyman extra point went off the upright, was no good from Braxton Saby, and that could come back later on. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves here, but a missed extra point in the first half is never a sigh of relief by any means for the scoring team. We have 4th and 7 after the timeout. It's the Patriots with the football at the Eagles' 37-yard line. And they need about, I think they gave him the reception on the previous play. It was right near the line of scrimmage, so a gain of maybe a yard. But we're looking at about a long 4th and 6. So here's 4th down for the Patriots at the Eagles' 37-yard line. They need 7. Kruger in shotgun, trips on the near side, 1 receiver on the far side. Snap goes to Kruger. He wants to pass. He's got some time. Now he's going to roll out, looking to pass, got some pressure, take it down. He is sacked by Brewer. Preston Brewer hunted him down from his tail, and a turnover on downs gives Lyman 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line. If you want to talk about a sack because of the coverage, that's it right there. There was nowhere for Brad Kruger to throw the ball, and he ran out of time. And a loss of about 2 on the sack, but it's 1st and 10 for Lyman. So Eagles have 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. With a little over a minute to go, the Eagles trying to extend their lead. They lead 6-0. Snap goes to Smith. He's got pass. He's got some time. He wants to pass it, and it's getting out and incomplete as he had pressure, and he was taken down, and a flag comes down, and I think this will be intentional grounding. And a second flag comes down, and I wonder if that second one is unsportsmanlike conduct, but it was intentional grounding by Smith, and then I think he got an unsportsmanlike conduct afterwards for arguing the call. So 2nd and 10 will turn into a very, very long country mile 2nd down. So this brings the ball back to the Eagles' 22-yard line after a big penalty. About 2nd and, well, that's a long way. We'll add it up in a second, but a long way to go here. Here's the snap to Smith in the shotgun. He's going to hand up to Brewer on the middle, and he'll get a fall, about a gain of 1 on the run with a little under a minute to go now in the first half. Lyman up 6-0 on the Benedict's 8 scoreboard, and it'll be about 3rd and 20, about 3rd and 21. And a timeout is called. We will not go anywhere, though. It's 3rd and 21 for Lyman. So now Upton-Sundance is thinking, hey, if we can make a stop here, we could get the ball back with some time. And if Lyman, I believe Lyman called the timeout. And that's an interesting move by Coach Anderson to stop the clock. You figure at this point you want to let it run down as much as possible and get into the half with a lead and not give Upton-Sundance an opportunity to score. But let's set the scene for you here. It's 3rd and about 21 after an intentional grounding and what I believe to be an unsportsmanlike conduct from Carter Smith. And it's going to be 3rd and 21 for the Eagles at their own, where are they spotting this ball? At their own 24-yard line, 23-yard line. They got to get all the way out to their own 45. So we have exactly 1 minute and a second remaining in the first half. Lyman leading 6-0 on the Benedict's Ace scoreboard. Smith lines up in shotgun. 3 receivers on the near side. Takes the snap, looks to pass, flings across the middle of the field, and goes in and out of the hands of Jet Dickerson. And he would have been short of the first down. He may have been able to run for it. I don't think he would have gotten it had he caught it, but an incomplete pass, and it does give Upton-Sundance some better field position after this punt, and that's what matters right now. So an incomplete pass across the middle. It slips through the hands of Jet Dickerson. Will ring up 4th and about 22 with 57.5 seconds to go in the first half. Lyman lining up in punt formation. First punt we've seen all day. Punt is off. It's blocked. Blocked by the Patriots. And it's going to be recovered at Lyman's 15-yard line. A complete bust of coverage at the offensive line. It doesn't matter who recovers this ball. It's going to be Patriots football with excellent field position. So Lyman has their punt blocked, and the Patriots have 1st and 10 from the Eagles' 15-yard line. About 3 or 4 Patriots penetrated and got in on the block. Hard to pick out one player particularly. But now it's 1st and 10 for the Patriots at the Eagles' 15-yard line. We have 53 seconds to go in the half. Can the Upton-Sundance Patriots tie this game or take the lead? Here's Kruger in the shotgun. Pair of receivers split out wide. Takes the snap, looks to pass, throws to the end zone. Caught for a touchdown, Mills. Ethan Mills open in the middle of the end zone for 6. And on the first play, the Patriots even out the score. It's 6-6 now on the Benedict's Ace scoreboard. A 15-yard throw from Brad Kruger to even the score up. It's Mills' second catch, and he's already up across 50 yards on the afternoon now, and Lyman could fall back as we update our Benedict's Ace scoreboard. And it's 6-6, and an extra point on the way from Upton-Sundance. It's going to be Braden Bruce to do the kicking duties, and his kick is up and right down the middle to give Upton-Sundance a point and a lead. It is 7-6 Patriots after a blocked punt is converted for a 15-yard touchdown from Brad Kruger to Mills. We'll step aside here, and when we return, we'll have the rest of this first half. It's a close one here, and a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Lyman football.
This First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Bridger Valley Sports, also brought to you in part by Freeway Tire. With a friendly and knowledgeable staff, quick and dependable service, and great prices come together. Call Freeway Tire at 307-789-8632. And by Hoover Chiropractic. Dr. Todd Hoover does all of the chiropractic work you need, as well as blood work, dietary supplements, a weight loss program, x-rays, and can help you get rid of migraines and allergies. Call Hoover Chiropractic at 307-789-0043.
Welcome back to Lyman, Wyoming. After a 15-yard touchdown throw from Brad Kruger to Ethan Mills, it's 7-6 Upton-Sundance as the kickoff is underway to resume the game with 43 seconds left. It's fielded across the 25-yard line, and it's going to be across the 30, and a big run by Ashton Housekeeper gets it out to the 43-yard line. So let's see if the Eagles can do something with some good field position with 43 seconds to go in the half. It's 7-6 Patriots. And I don't think Lyman's in a position to want to knee and get to the half, especially with Upton-Sundance receiving the second half kickoff. Can they get that 2-for-1 deal all football fans crave, scoring at the end of the half and then starting the second half with the ball? Here's Carter Smith in the shotgun. 2 receivers on either side of him. He stands in the backfield, takes the snap, got some pressure, and he's taken down for a sack. A couple of Patriots got in on him, and ultimately he is brought down by Braden Bruce. About a loss of 10 on the play, and the clock's continuing to tick. Under 30 seconds now, and the Eagles are taking their time. They may let this one go to the end of the half. It's spotted at their own 30-yard line, about a loss of 12 on the play. So here we go. Second and a country mile, under 10 seconds now. Smith, this is the last play of the half, most likely. It's going to be a handoff to Brewer, who is wrestled down after a gain of 3 on the run to conclude the first half. So after one half of football here in the 2A semifinals, it's Upton-Sundance up by the narrowest of margins. It is 7-6 in a defensive battle. What an exciting matchup this has been. We're going to step aside from our Union Sports broadcast booth, and we're going to get into our halftime show. A lot to go over here in our Uinta County Conservation District halftime show. We'll recap the first half and do some in-depth observation. So keep it right here on MyLocalRadio.com and at 98.3 FM K80Q. It's the Patriots leading 7-6 after the first half.
Evanston Regional Hospital is an affiliate of the University of Utah Health. Our partnership builds on a long tradition of collaboration between Evanston Regional Hospital and University of Utah Health. Inside these doors, our dedicated staff is committed to being your caring partner in your healthcare journey. Whether you need an MRI or surgery, are expecting a new baby, or you're having a heart attack, Evanston Regional Hospital is here to help. Evanston Regional Hospital. Healing begins here.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds. Plus job listings, fun giveaways, and more. It's all on MyLocalRadio.com. Watch live as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches, catch up on local and regional news, and get accurate weather conditions and forecasts. Visit MyLocalRadio.com, like us on Facebook, and stream it all now.
A common thread, no matter where you live in Wyoming, is that if you're heading somewhere, it's probably going to be a while until you get there. A lot can go wrong on these long road trips across this great state. If you ever find yourself broken down on the side of the road, it's time to call Glade Erickson at Bridger Valley Motor to come and pick you up, day or night. Bridger Valley Motor offers 24-hour towing services. If you need a tow, you need to call Glade on his cell phone at 307-780-3280. Bridger Valley Motor is here to pick you up if your lift ever lets you down. 307-780-3280.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
Welcome into our Uinta County Conservation District halftime. It's Lyman behind 7-6 against the visiting Patriots of Upton-Sundance, the two corners of the state competing for a spot in the state championship. And after the first half, it's Upton-Sundance leading thanks to a late score. We're going to dive into that more. We'll break it down for you. We'll give you your stats of the first half and recap it a little more. But we got a lot of ground to cover here in our halftime show. It's the Lyman Eagles looking to rebound and turn things around in the second half, as right now the Patriots lead 7-6 and a close one. These are two schools that came in with a lot of offensive firepower, but so far it's the defenses that have come to play. Just one touchdown for each side, and this is a Lyman defense that only averages about a touchdown a game. So when you give up that first touchdown in the first half, it makes you wonder, can they stand tall in the second half? All right, folks, keep it right here for more Lyman football action as we are in our Union Sports broadcast booth. in a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Lyman football. It's the Patriots leading 7-6 after the first half of action as we roll on here in our Uintah County Conservation District halftime show. We're going to break this down with more analysis and looking at the two scores and what's going on around the state. So keep it right here at MyLocalRadio.com and on 98.3 FM KADQ.
The mission of the Uintah County Conservation District is to be a leader in natural resource conservation by providing resources, education, technical assistance, and information for the development and improvement of our natural resources, to promote and protect agriculture, to protect the tax base, and promote the health, welfare, and safety of Uintah County residents. For information on the resources available to residents of Uintah County, Wyoming, visit the Conservation District website at www.uintahcountycd.com. That's uintahcountycd.com.
When you're looking for one location that is centrally located in Wyoming to host a business meeting or corporate retreat, always consider the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper first. With meeting rooms and amenities that everyone can enjoy at the Come On In is the best place to host events. The rustic decor, fireplaces, jacuzzis, pool, and large indoor atrium will make your event memorable. Call today and find out the ways we can help make your event a success. Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper. Call 307-472-6300.
Welcome back to Lyman High School for our halftime show between the Eagles and the Upton-Sundance Patriots, who lead Lyman 7-6 after the first half of action. Let's recap this one. So it was a scoreless first quarter. We didn't get our first touchdown after a couple of offensive drives stalled near the red zone until the end of the second quarter. It was Lyman who struck first. It was a 12-yard touchdown run from the quarterback, Carter Smith, to put Lyman up 6-0. Now the PAT from Braxton Saby would go off the upright and be no good, and that would prove to be costly. So it's Lyman up 6-0, and then it's the Eagles defense afterwards making a stop on their own half of the field after giving up a big chunk of yardage on a huge pass play between Patriots quarterback Brad Kruger and Ethan Mills. About a 40-yard throw and catch all the way down to Lyman's half of the field. But Lyman said, okay, no, we're going to relax. We're going to pull this one out, and don't worry, we're going to stop you here. And indeed they do. So they force a stop. They get the ball back after a turnover on downs thanks to a big play from Preston Brewer. So now it's Lyman with the football with a little over a minute to go, thinking we can get a score ourselves on the board. Well, an intentional grounding would derail that opportunity and push the ball back. So the Eagles were forced to punt from their half of the field, and it would be blocked and recovered by Upton-Sundance all the way at the Eagles' 15-yard line. So now it's the Patriots in a great opportunity under a minute to go in the half, and they can put themselves up, and indeed they do. The very next play, it's a 15-yard touchdown catch from Ethan Mills from Brad Kruger to even the score up at 6 apiece, and a point-after attempt was good by Braden Bruce to put the Patriots up 7-6, and that's our score and how we got here in our Uintah County Conservation District halftime show, with Upton-Sundance up 7-6 over the Lyman Eagles in the 2A semifinals. That's our quick recap here. We got a lot more going on in our halftime show. If you're wondering where Cullen Holt is, you're not wrong. This is not his voice. This is Matthew Peterson bringing you Lyman football. Cullen right now is all the way in the middle of the state in Casper, Wyoming, at the Come On In potentially right now. Actually, I think he's probably at the volleyball tournament, but that's where he is, covering Mountain View volleyball. But I'll tell you what, all week long he preached how serious and more serious, but the attention to detail it requires to do these broadcasts not only speaks to the volumes that Cullen takes when approaching someone else doing his football games. He takes these Lyman and Mountain View and all Valley athletics very seriously. He does not mess around if someone else is going to be doing it for him. So I'm doing my best to leave you in good hands, Eagle fans, but hard to replace the almighty Cullen Holt. All right, we're going to step aside here, and when we return, it's our standout student portion of the halftime show, and instead of a student, we're going to hear from Diana Timms. That's the Mountain View volleyball coach, as her side is trying to pick up a state championship. No big deal or anything. That's going on here. We'll be right back. It's the Patriots of Upton-Sundance leading 7-6 after the first half over the Lyman Eagles.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
Migraines and allergies. Call Hoover Chiropractic at 307-789-0043.
Evanston Regional Hospital is an affiliate of the University of Utah Health. Our partnership builds on a long tradition of collaboration between Evanston Regional Hospital and University of Utah Health. Inside these doors, our dedicated staff is committed to being your caring partner in your healthcare journey. Whether you need an MRI or surgery, are expecting a new baby, or you're having a heart attack, Evanston Regional Hospital is here to help. Evanston Regional Hospital. Healing begins here.
Diana Timms, the head coach for Mountain View Volleyball, joins us now. And Coach, first of all, how excited are you guys to still be playing volleyball when, there's a lot of teams that are still at home?
We're just ecstatic. The way it all turned out this weekend, we couldn't ask for a better situation, and all of us it was such an emotional weekend to make it to state, and that was our goal. And so at this point, we're just all on cloud nine that, we can move on to the next goal this season.
So you go to Pinedale, you book a spot in state, you get the 2 seed out of the West. What's been the message to your team this week, after the success last week and now having to refocus for a state tournament on Friday?
It's a very focused week, working on making sure that we're fundamental, that we're doing things technically correct, making sure that we're taking care of what we can control at this point in the season, and not worrying about anything else that's outside of our control. And definitely as we head into the state tournament, not overlooking round one. There's always been a lot of upsets in the past with a round one situation, and we've been that team that's been ranked lower and come and beat some teams, in that first round. And as we head into this week, it's going to be very focused, take care of one thing at a time.
Obviously, there are still goals on your to-do list. How proud of your team are you of what they've done thus far?
I'm very, very proud of these girls. I just love this team and every single one of the players that I've had the opportunity to coach this year. They're a special bunch of kids, and they've got a lot of heart, and they put forth a lot of effort. We definitely have had our trials and our, changes throughout our team, with Olivia Meeks being out for all season. We didn't expect that, but they've all picked it up and just, taken on the roles that they've needed to take on, and really contributed to the team. There's been a lot of team unity, and more so than we've had in the last several years, and I'm just super proud of them for that, and for the heart that they have, and for the goals that they set and how they chase them, especially in the situations where we come back from behind and they just dig in and don't give up.
What specifically created that team unity? Because that is one of the things that makes you guys so fun to watch, is how excited teammates get for their teammates when they do well.
I think it's a lot of just how these girls are hardwired, and over the years we've talked a lot about being happy for each other and celebrating successes together, and they've just kind of taken that to heart and really showed up for each other, which I'm super proud of. We are a high emotion team, and we do well when we're communicating, when we're having fun. So if you see us having fun, that's generally a bad sign for the other team. So.
Well, we're excited to see you guys play on Friday. Before I let you go, what are the keys specifically for having a good day at the state tournament?
I have talked a lot this week about preparing physically and mentally, going in with the right mindset, taking care of themselves, getting rest, fueling their bodies appropriately, because Saturday potentially could be a long day for any of the teams that are at the state tournament, with a possibility of playing 15 sets that day for the teams that make it into the state championship. So I think that as we prepare, we just got to make sure that physically, mentally, we're taking care of ourselves, that we're going in with the right mindset, that we're there to compete. We're there to work towards our next goal. But it'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to just being there with these girls and having this opportunity and having another good weekend with our seniors. You know, it's always hard to end a season because you become such big fans of your own players, and so I'm just looking forward to being there all together.
Awesome, Coach. We're looking forward to it as well. We'll have all of your games on MyLocalRadio.com, and we could not be more excited to see you guys playing for a state title on Friday. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you very much.
All right, that's Diana Timms, head coach, the Mountain View Volleyball.
All right, welcome back. We're about to start the second half of football here as our Uinta County Conservation District halftime show comes to a close, and we get ready for second half of Lyman football. It's 7-6 Upton-Sundance over Lyman after a late score in the first half thanks to a blocked punt that was cashed in for 7 points on the next play. And here's Braxton Saby to kick it off to restart the match. And the kick from Saby is a high kick. It's short. It's fielded up at the 33-yard line and crossing the 40-yard line all the way up to the 40, all the way up to the 35 across to the near the 40-yard line. Get that out there. And now it's 1st and 10 for the Patriots at their own 38-yard line. So good starting field position here for Upton-Sundance, who has a 1-point lead. Can't be any narrower. 1st and 10 Patriots as Kruger in the offense break the huddle. Brad Kruger will line up in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers on the near side. Puts a man in motion. He's going to hand off to Clay Cullen, and he is going nowhere. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. 1, 2, 3, one too many. Eagles in on the stop there. And it looked like leading the charge was Joseph Turner, a senior. And about a yard picked up for Claycomb, who has just not had a good game offensively. He's their leading rusher, and through 4 carries, he's got 2 yards to show. So this Eagle defense has slowed down Claycomb. It's up to them to slow down the pass attack right now. Here's 2nd and 9 for Kruger. Him in the offense right up to the line of scrimmage. He lines up under center, puts a man in motion. He's going to hand it off on the jet sweep, and being upended is Levi Rudliff at the Patriots' 45-yard line, bringing up about 3rd and 3. So about a 7-yard run from Levi Rudliff, who's been the leading rusher for this team. He's up to 30 yards after that carry. And he gives the Patriots 3rd and manageable. It's 3rd and 3 for Upton-Sundance at their own 45-yard line. Kruger with 3 backs in the backfield, lines up under center, puts a man in motion. He's going to hand it off after some misdirection. It's a 1st down and more, and all the way out to the Lyman 43-yard line, and taking the carry. Looked like it was Levi Rudliff again. Yeah, and so Rudliff back-to-back big carries. The second one good enough for a 1st down. And it is 1st and 10 for Upton-Sundance at the Eagles' 44-yard line after the big carry. About a 10-yard run, and up 1st and 10 now. Kruger in shotgun, takes the snap. It's a direct run. He goes up the middle, and he is pushed back. Maybe a gain of 2 on the play for Brad Kruger. And it'll be about 2nd and a long 7, 2nd and 8. Welcome back into our Union Sports broadcast booth. It's 7-6 Upton-Sundance in our 3rd quarter, presented by Bradshaw's Glass. We have a little under 10 minutes to go in that 3rd quarter, and it's going to be 2nd and 7 for the Patriots at the Eagles' 41-yard line. Here's Kruger in shotgun. 3 receivers on the far side, 1 on the near side. Puts a man in motion. It's a handoff to Claycomb, but 3 flags come down before the snap, and they're going to call a false start. So 2nd and 7 will turn into 2nd and 12 after the 5-yard penalty. So far, it's been a very well-disciplined game. The referees haven't had to do a lot more than just spotting the football. That's the 3rd total penalty called between the 2 sides. Patriots lead by 1 at 7-6 on the Benedict's Ace scoreboard. Here's 2nd and 12 for Upton-Sundance, back at their own at the Eagles' 46-yard line. Snap goes to Kruger. He flings it out, and it's incomplete. It was a low pass intended for, looking like he was looking to get to Levi Rudliff, but it was, I think, tipped at the line of scrimmage. So incomplete pass is going to bring up 3rd and long. So 3rd and 12, and this is exactly what the Eagles defense needs right now, as they were on their heels to start this drive. 3rd and 12 for the Patriots, just over 9 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Kruger lines up in shotgun, takes the snap, he'll look to pass, rolling out with it now and flinging across the middle of the field. It's caught, no, it's incomplete. Goes in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, and that will bring up 4th and 12. So 4th and 12 from midfield, and let's see what Upton-Sundance wants to do. He was trying to get it to Levi Rudliff again, and for the first time all afternoon, we're going to see the Patriots punt. So Lyman back. Oh, it's a high punt over the punter's head. It's going to continue to roll, and now it's picked up, and he's going to run with it, and he's going to get spun down. Lane Gill is going to go nowhere, and a big special teams boof by Upton-Sundance will give the Eagles excellent field position. They're going to have 1st and 10 all the way out at Upton-Sundance's 23-yard line as the snap flew over the punter's head, Lane Gill, and both teams exchange errors on a punt. Now it's up to the Rebels to cash theirs in. Eagles have 1st and 10 at the Patriots' 33-yard line. Snap goes to Smith. He runs up the middle with it on a design carry, and he gets about 2. Gets close to the 20-yard line, Carter Smith does, who has the only touchdown of the game for Lyman on a touchdown run earlier back in the 2nd quarter. So 2nd and 8 now for Lyman at the 20-yard line. A major error on special teams for Upton-Sundance gives Lyman excellent field position. Here's 2nd and 8. Smith lines up in the shotgun formation. Direct snap goes to Brewer. He goes up the gut with it, and a mosh pit forms after he gains 3 yards to bring him down. So 3rd and about 4. Preston Brewer putting together a good game offensively on the ground. He's close to 60 yards already. So 3rd and 4 now for the Eagles in the Patriots red zone. It's 7-6 Upton-Sundance on the Benedict State scoreboard with a little under 8 to go in the Bradshaw's Glass 3rd quarter. Smith lines up in the shotgun formation. 3rd and 4. Takes the snap. He's going to hold on to it. He runs, and he is stopped well before the line of scrimmage. He was met in the backfield and churned his legs back to the line of scrimmage, but no gain on the play on the QB keep for Carter Smith, bringing up 4th and 4. So what does Coach Anderson want to do? He's got 4th and 4 from the Patriots' Patriots 18-yard line. And it looks like the Eagles are going to go for it. So they need 4 yards from the Upton-Sundance 18-yard line. Can the Patriots wipe away a major error on special teams that gave Lyman this excellent field position? 4th down snap goes to Smith. He wants to hand it off now, and it's going to be a handoff to Brewer on a draw, and he's going to be close to that 1st down marker, but I think he's got it. Yeah, he goes all the way to the 11-yard line of Upton-Sundance, and that's good enough for a Lyman 1st down. Preston Brewer gets 5 and some more. And now the ball sits at the Patriots' 11-yard line. 1st and 10 for Carter Smith and this Lyman offense. Smith lines up in shotgun, takes the snap, runs up the middle with it, following some blockers, keeping his legs moving, and brought down inside the 5-yard line. And he's ruled down about the 4.5 with a little over 6 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Lyman only a couple yards away from retaking the lead. So a big run from Carter Smith on 1st and 10, and the first down is a possibility here. Here is 2nd and 3. Smith lines up in the shotgun, 2 backs in the backfield, takes the snap, he'll keep it himself, runs up the middle, and he appears to be stopped short of the goal line. Now, it still is a possibility that Lyman can get a first down, as it was 1st and 10 from the 11. So Lyman can get a fresh set of downs. They're going to have 3rd and inches right now after the QB keep by Smith is good for about, I'll say, 3 yards. So here is 3rd and inches for Lyman at the Patriots 2-yard line. Snap goes to Smith. He runs up the middle, and is he in for a touchdown? Yes! Touchdown, Lyman! Carter Smith puts his side back on top. It's now 12-7 Eagles. A 2-yard touchdown run from quarterback Carter Smith, and Lyman retakes the lead with 5:25 to go in the 3rd quarter. So Lyman cashes in on a botched punt attempt from Upton-Sundance that gave Lyman excellent field position. And now it is 12-7, and it looks like Lyman's going to go for 2 to make it a 7-point game, and Coach Dale Anderson calls timeout. You're listening to a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Lyman football. We're going to exit our Union Sports broadcast booth for just a moment, but when we return, it's Lyman leading 12-7 on the Benedict A scoreboard, going for 2.
Whatever you do, that's not really that franchise in that you can do it. Whether it's new windows at home or new gas in your truck, semi, or SUV. Franchise Cullen. Tools, gas, vehicles, ATVs, semis, and more. Franchise offers a 24-hour towing service for everything house to smell. There's more, so always say, Franchise Cullen. Whatever you need, it's likely to know. You are calling 787-3450.
Welcome back to Lyman High School as the Eagles just punched in a 2-yard touchdown run to retake the lead with 5.5 to go in the 3rd quarter. It's 12-7, and Carter Smith and the offense are back on the field to go for 2. Smith lines up in the shotgun formation. He takes it. He's going to run with it, going around the edge. Flag comes in, but he gets in for 2 to put the Eagles up 14-7. However, there's not a lot of excitement as a flag came down, and it's going to go against Upton-Sundance. Okay, everyone held their breath for a moment, but the 2-point conversion is good by Carter Smith, who has picked up all 14 points of Lyman's offense today, and the Eagles lead again. It's now 14-7 Lyman on the Benedict A scoreboard. Welcome into our Union Sports broadcast booth. And it's now 5:25 remaining in our Bradshaw's Glass 3rd quarter. Lyman leading by 7 over the Patriots. And a close one here as both sides are trying to get back to the state championship game for the first time in a handful of years. Lyman looking for their first appearance since their 2012 state championship, and Upton-Sundance looking for their first 2A ever state championship appearance and first championship appearance period since 2015. Carter Smith on the day, just about 70 yards and a pair of touchdowns alongside it. And it's going to be Braxton Saby to kick off to restart the match. Here's the kick from Saby. It's a good kick. It's going to send a Mills backpedaling, crossing the 15 to the 20. He gets vertical, gets horizontal with it, and is stopped shy of the 20-yard line. It's not a fantastic return from Upton-Sundance, and these two sides have swapped field positions, and we've seen them start with amazing field position and really far backed up. So we've got a little bit of everything, and right now we're getting kind of in the middle, but 81 yards to go for Upton-Sundance as the ball lays at their own 19-yard line. Lyman leads 14-7. Here's Brad Kruger in the offense back on the field with trips on the near side. Shotgun snap goes to Smith, who throws. Kruger throwing across the middle, and it's incomplete. So looking for his man Ethan Mills, who's his leading target so far today. 2nd and 10, and Brad Kruger on that last throw kind of just alligator armed it. Little over 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. It's 14-7 Lyman. Upton-Sundance has it with 2nd and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Here's Kruger once again with trips on the near side. One receiver on the far side takes the shotgun snap. He'll look to pass, gets it across the middle, and it's caught for a first down. And being wrestled down after picking up a couple yards was Lane Gill. And he gains about 13 on the play, and that brings up 1st and 10 for the Patriots at their own 34-yard line. So Lane Gill gets his first reception of the afternoon, good enough for about 15 yards, and Upton-Sundance has it now at their own 34-yard line. Trailing 14-7 on the Benedict A scoreboard. A little over 4.5 to go in the third quarter. Under center, Kruger takes the snap. He'll hand it off to Claycomb. He gets around the edge and he's got some yardage to go with it. Pushed out of bounds near the first down marker, and let's see if they give him a first down. Indeed, they do. About an 11-yard run from actually Braden Bruce. And Bruce now about 26 yards on the afternoon, giving his side 1st and 10 from near midfield. It's at the Upton-Sundance 44-yard line. Kruger and the offense break the huddle. They've got 1st and 10 on their own half of the field, but approaching Lyman's half. Here's Kruger in the shotgun, takes the snap. He'll hand it off up the middle, and it's going to go for about 2 yards on the run. Taking the carry was Claycomb. So 2nd and 8 now after Jess Claycomb's two-yard runs, and that's the longest run he's had all day. This Lyman defense definitely game planned for Jess Claycomb to get a healthy dose of handoffs, and they have stopped him so far. It's 2nd and 8 for the Patriots at their own 47-yard line. Shotgun snap goes to Kruger. He looks to pass, gets it across, and it's received in between the hash marks right near the first down marker, and that is Ethan Mills getting it. About an 8-yard catch right at the first down line to gain, and good enough to move the chains. So here is 1st and 10 now for Upton-Sundance at Lyman's 44-yard line. The Patriots just slowly chipping away at this Eagles defense. They're down 14-7 with about 3.5 to go in the Bradshaw's Glass third quarter. Here is Kruger under center, 3 backs in the backfield, takes the snap, hands off to Claycomb up the middle, and he is met by a wall of defenders, and he gains about 3 on the run. So 3 yards for the senior Claycomb, who is up to 7 yards total. So 2nd and 7 now for Upton-Sundance. And the clock continues to tick down in this third quarter, below 3 minutes. Eagles lead by 7, 14-7 on the Benedict A scoreboard. Here's Kruger under center, 3 backs in the backfield, puts a man in motion. Now he looks to pass, and he flings it out. It's incomplete. Ball was behind the receiver. It's a live football. It's received, recovered by the Eagles. There go Lyman. They're going to go for a touchdown. It was a backwards pass that was incomplete. It's a lateral, and making the heads-up play to scoop and score for Lyman is Preston Brewer. What a game-changing play by Preston Brewer. Recognizes that football was a fumble, not an incomplete pass, and he scoops and scores for 6. Lyman trots on the field now to kick the PAT. They lead 20-7. With 2.5 to go, and the kick by Saby is up and good. Unbelievable. 21-7. So, when Upton-Sundance looked like they were in a good spot potentially to tie the game, a backwards pass is not caught by Braden Bruce. It laid on the floor for no more than half a second until Preston Brewer scooped it up and ran it in for 6. It's now 21-7 Lyman on the Benedict's Ace scoreboard in our Bradshaw's Glass third quarter. What a play. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we'll have the kickoff to restart the game. It's 21-7 Lyman.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
America keeps moving, and Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to help you keep rolling. Whether you need a brand new vehicle or service on one you already own, Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to lend a helping hand. Our certified mechanics are knowledgeable, and our sales team takes the time to get to know you and what your needs are. Stop in today, Auto Farm Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. Evanston's community-driven dealer.
Welcome back after the ensuing kickoff went out the back of the end zone. It's 1st and 10 for Upton-Sundance at their own 20-yard line. Handoff goes to Clay, come up the middle, and he bursts through a seam and picks up 11, by far his best run of the afternoon. And a flag comes down at the end, holding against the Patriots to wipe away the best play we've seen from this run game out of Upton-Sundance. And holding will back it up 2nd and 20. As it sits at the 20-yard line, half the distance to the goal and 10 yards at the same distance. So, holding call brings up 2nd and 20 for the Patriots now, trailing 21-7 as we welcome you back into our Union Sports broadcast booth. And the Eagles can run away at this game, I think. If they make a stop here, get the ball back. Here's 2nd and 20. Kruger lines up under center, takes the snap, some misdirection, hands it off, and it's Bruce who gets near to the original line of scrimmage. No, check that. It's Levi Rudloff, and he gets about 8 yards on the run. So a good pickup from Levi Rudloff, and it is now 2nd and 12. We've got 2 minutes to go in the Bradshaw's Glass third quarter. Lyman pushing their lead up to 14 after the defensive score from Preston Brewer. Here is 2nd and 12. Snap to Kruger. It's a handoff, and here is Claycomb getting all the way out to the 28-yard line, about 3 yards shy of that first down marker, though. So it's going to be close here as it's 3rd and 3 now. After a good run from Claycomb, his best run of the day, about 9 yards on it. 3rd and 3 after a holding call in the first play, brought it back to 1st and 20. Upton-Sundance has fought back to make it 3rd and short. They've got to get a score, you think, on this possession to get back in this game. Here's 3rd and 3. Kruger lines up under center. It's a snap, it's a handoff, and going nowhere. Met in the back is back of the backfield is Claycomb, and 3rd and 3 will flip to 4th and about a 4, and we've got an injured player on the field. That's Jess Claycomb. He appears to be in pain as the medical staff will come onto the field to attend to him now. Hopefully he's okay, and it's just a quick stinger or something, but he's on the field. The game is taking a pause, so will we. It is 21-7 here on this First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Lyman football. Eagles leading with a little under a minute to go in the third quarter.
3-4-5-0. That's Brian Shelby's Glass in Miami. 3-4-5-0.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Eagles! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Welcome back into our Union Sports broadcast booth. It's 21-7 Lyman with a little under a minute to go in the third quarter. The injured Jess Claycomb was helped off the field, and now it's 4th and 4, and Upton-Sundance will punt. Another high snap. It's going to roll all the way into the end zone, and it's going to be recovered for an Eagle touchdown. Brewer jumps on it for another Eagle touch. It's a safety. It's a 2-point safety. Everyone stopped here as it was called a safety. The snap went over the head of the punter, Gill, into the end zone, and Brewer jumped on it, and that should be a touchdown, as the ball did not go out the back of the end zone, and that would result in a safety had it gone out the back of the end zone. But I believe it should be a touchdown. However, I'm not dressed in black and white, so my opinion does not matter. That ball went over the head of the punter, Gill, into the end zone and jumped down by Brewer. And they're going to give a 2-point, they're going to give a safety to. Now, I believe for it had to have been a safety, it had to have been initially recovered by Upton-Sundance, and then they'd have to lose possession and then recovered by Lyman. However, maybe I'm not caught up in my high school rules. So it's 2 points for Lyman. That's what matters right now. That's not going to change. It's now 23-7 on our Benedict's Ace scoreboard, as it will be Lyman to kick the ball away from their own 20-yard line, and the Eagles will get the ball back. I think it should be a touchdown. But maybe I'm missing something, and everyone's yelling at their radios right now. Here's the kick, and it's going to be fielded near the 40-yard line and getting across the 50. No, yes. He's wrestled back and forth near the 50, and it was taken by McCoy Smith, and now it's 1st and 10 for the Eagles at midfield, exactly on the 50-yard line with 30 seconds to go in the Bradshaw's Glass third quarter. After the 2-point safety, back-to-back high snaps on punts has just derailed this Upton-Sundance offense. A team, really. Here's 1st and 10. Smith lines up in shotgun, direct snap to him. He runs with it, and he gets across the 45 and spun down near the line to gain at the 42-yard line, about an 8-yard run from Carter Smith, who's having a great day on the ground. And it'll bring up 2nd and 2. And so after the 8-yard run, it's going to be about 2 yards to go. The third quarter comes to a close. It's Lyman all over Upton-Sundance in that third quarter to retake the lead and stretch it out to 23-7 as we get ready for our Amp Sable fourth quarter. It's the Eagles up 23-7.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
Evanston Regional Hospital is an affiliate of the University of Utah Health. Our partnership builds on a long tradition of collaboration between Evanston Regional Hospital and University of Utah Health. Inside these doors, our dedicated staff is committed to being your caring partner in your healthcare journey. Whether you need an MRI or surgery, are expecting a new baby, or you're having a heart attack, Evanston Regional Hospital is here to help. Evanston Regional Hospital. Healing begins here.
Welcome back into our Union Sports broadcast booth. 2nd and 2, snap goes to Smith. He runs up the middle and picks up the first down. Goes for 7 and deeper into Patriots territory. We got a lot going on here. If you're just joining us, it was 7-6 Upton-Sundance at the half, and since then it's been all Lyman. They have gone on a run, putting up, do the quick math for you, but is it a lot of unanswered points. It's now 1st and 10, Lyman. Here in the Amp-Sable fourth quarter at the Patriots 35-yard line. Snap will go up the middle by Smith. He's not going to go far with it. About a 2-yard gain. So talking about that third quarter, Lyman put up 17 unanswered points. They did it kind of all way possible. They got a touchdown run, a defensive score, and then a safety. And by the way, on that safety, it's a safety because because Preston Brewer actually had the ball squirt out and was recovered by Upton-Sundance in the end zone, which made a safety. So that's why. Here's 2nd and 2, though, from the Patriots' 34-yard line. Smith takes the shotgun snap. It's actually going to Preston Brewer, and Brewer bouncing around, and he's going to pinball his way across the first down marker. A 8-yard run from Brewer, and Lyman just doing a big run attack here to try and kill this clock. A lot more to go, though. 10.5 remaining in the Amps-Able fourth quarter. If you can dream it, you can do it. That's what we teach our kids. Something else we should teach our kids is don't get your buddy to do your electrical work. When you need electrical work, call Amps-Able. Here's 2nd and 10. And the snap goes to Smith, who runs up the middle with it, and he is going to keep his legs churning, but the Upton-Sundance defense will hold him to about a 2-yard gain. So Carter Smith now close to 90 yards on the ground. What an attack he's had. It's 23-7 Lyman on the Benedict Stakes scoreboard in our Amps-Able fourth quarter. Under 10 minutes to go, and the Eagles are 10 minutes away and counting away from a state championship appearance. Can they hold on to this lead? Here's 2nd and 8. Smith lines up in shotgun, takes the snap, and it goes to Brewer, who runs with it, and he has stopped at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of 1 on the run, and indeed they do spot him with forward progress. A 1-yard run, so that brings up about 3rd and 7. So 3rd and 7, 3rd and long 6, somewhere in that range from the Patriots' 22-yard line. And this kind of feels like the game early on. If Upton-Sundance can make a stop here, they can get the ball back, but if the Eagles pick up a first down, they'll just run way more clock off. Here's Smith. He lines up in shotgun. 3rd down. Takes the snap. It's a reverse. It's a handoff to Fackrell. Gets around the edge. They get the first down. Pushed out of bounds after a 10-yard run from Chevy Fackrell on the misdirection. And a first down for the Eagles to keep the chains moving and keep the clock moving, most importantly. It's the 3rd carry for Chevy Fackrell. He's near 25 yards on the ground, but what a big 10-yard run that was. And we have, nope. So it's at the 12-yard line of Upton-Sundance. Under 8.5 to go in the game. Lyman leads 23-7. Shotgun snap goes to Smith. He runs up the middle and spins his way for about a 6-yard gain. So we'll see where they spot it, but a good gain on 1st and 10 to keep the clock moving. So you look at Lyman here and what they're trying to do. They're just trying to kill this clock as they have a 16-point lead. It's a 2-possession game, though. Here's 2nd and 5. Smith lines up in shotgun, goes to Brewer. Brewer gets through the defense into the end zone. Touchdown, Lyman. Preston Brewer gets his 2nd score of the game, this time on offense, to stretch this lead out even more. It's now 29-7 Lyman. The Eagles are running away with this one. A big run from Preston Brewer. And now here comes Sabian to kick the extra point, and that is up and good to tack on the 30th point of the game for Lyman. It's 30-7 Eagles with 7:43 to go in the game after about a 12-yard touchdown run from Preston Brewer. We'll step aside. It's Eagles leading on the Benedict's Ace scoreboard in our Amps Able fourth quarter. You're listening to a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Lyman football.
Do you want a 5-star experience at the dentist? Come to Black's Fork Dental in Mountain View. Hear what some of our patients have to say.
Dr. Irene and his staff are so kind, competent, and knowledgeable in the care they deliver. They are careful and pay attention to all the details.
Great pain-free work, cutting-edge technology, overall a wonderful experience.
Call Black's Fork Dental at 782-3630 for a 5-star experience. Black's Fork Dental.
And the kickoff by Sabi is fielded. It's a low kick at about the 18-yard line across the 35 near the 40 is where this Patriots offense will set up shop. They trail 30-7. Welcome back into our Union Sports broadcast booth. It's the Eagles dominating this second half so far. It was 7-6 Upton-Sundance at the end of the first half. Since then, 24 unanswered points from Lyman, and they are 7.5 minutes away from a state championship appearance. Here's 1st and 10 for Brad Kruger in the offense at their own 40-yard line. Trips on the near side. Kruger takes the shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. He's got some pressure. Now he wants to run with it. Gets across the line of scrimmage, across the first down marker, and is upended on the Lyman half of the field in between the 45 and the 50. So a good run from an athletic Brad Kruger on a broken play. Picks up about 13. And Upton-Sundance trying to do all they can, trailing by a big margin, 23 points. This is a 3-possession game. 3 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions just to tie it. Here's the shotgun snap to Kruger. He'll run with it up the middle instead on a designed quarterback run, and he gains 3. But that clock continues to tick away as it is now under 7 minutes to go. So you got to wonder, Coach Andy Garland for Upton-Sundance, can they afford to continue to run the ball? They need to keep this clock at bay and pick up some yardage in a hurry, and that usually means passing. This Lyman pass defense was 8th in 2A this year. 2nd and 7, Kruger lines up in shotgun, takes the snap, looks to pass, gets it out, and it's received. And there is Keaton Mills, and he's going to go down the end zone, down the sideline, in for a score. So Upton-Sundance strikes on the quick wide receiver screen, and scampering by Reese Barrett, scampering down the sideline, in for 6. That happened really quickly, caught me off guard along with the Lyman defense, it looked like. So a big score from Upton-Sundance, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered. 6 points and quickly 2. It's now 30-13. And Upton-Sundance is going to go for 2. That score came with 6:24 to go in the Amps Able fourth quarter. And a big play there, and here we go. So Upton-Sundance needs to get some 2-point conversions, and they'll start one right now. Here's Kruger in the shotgun. Now takes the snap, looks to pass, has a lot of pressure, rolling out, flicks it to the corner of the end zone, and it is caught. Did he get feet in? Yes, he did. What an athletic catch there in the corner of the end zone by a Patriot. It looked like it was caught by Lane Gill, and that puts Upton-Sundance within 15 It is 30-15 Lyman with 6:24 to go, and that's a big 2-point conversion because if you're Upton-Sundance and you want to complete this comeback, you need to get at least 2-point conversions. So you get one out of the way there, and they're down 15 right now on the Benedict's Ace scoreboard. We'll step aside, and when we're going to keep it right here as they're about to kick it off to restart this match really close. So Kruger on the big pass play connects with his man, Reese Barrett, for the first touch of his game all day long. A 35-yard touchdown. So it's now 30-15 Eagles. And it looks like it will be a onside attempt potentially as Lyman prepares for it. They'll line up with just about everyone near that 10-yard marker, and the kickoff, it's going to be a squib kick up the middle. Goes off an eagle, popped up in the air, and going up to get it was McCoy Smith, and a big sigh of relief as he does bring it down at his own 31-yard line. So with 6:20 to go in the Amps-Able fourth quarter, it's the Eagles up 15, 30-15 on the Benedict's Ace scoreboard, and Upton-Sundance just got a heartbeat. If they can make a stop here, they could make it interesting, but don't be confused with 2 touchdowns. It takes an extra 2-point conversion just to tie it, and that can feel like the world on your shoulders. Here's 1st and 10 for the Eagles at their own 34-yard line. Shotgun snap goes to Carter Smith, who's up the gut he goes, and near the 40-yard line, about a 5-yard run for the quarterback keeper. And he is at about 100 yards on the ground today. He averages only 65 yards per game, but he is doing it with his legs against the number 1 run defense. Here's 2nd and 5 for Lyman at their own 38-yard line. Smith with 3 backs in the backfield. He'll line up in shotgun. Under 5:40 to go in the game. And the Eagles are content with letting this clock run down. And now the shotgun snap, and it will go to Preston Brewer, who is met at the line of scrimmage, and he falls forward for about a gain of 2. But the Eagles are okay with that as they will continue to bleed more clock off. So Preston Brewer, who's got 2 scores today, will push the ball up to the 40-yard line of Lyman, bringing up 3rd and 3. Just over 5 minutes to go, but that clock ticking away in this fourth quarter. Lyman is 5 minutes and 15 points away from advancing to the state title game. Can they hold on? Let's find out. It's 3rd and 3. 3 backs in the backfield. The shotgun snap goes to Smith. He'll hand off to Brewer, who bursts through the defense. He's got the first down and a lot more. He'll be wrestled down at the Patriots' 43-yard line. A big run, about a 17-yard gain for Preston Brewer. And the Eagles get a fresh set of downs, and they can run more clock off now as we are at about the 4.5-minute mark of this fourth quarter, and Upton-Sundance's defense just looks gassed right now. 1st and 10 for Lyman at Upton-Sundance's 44-yard line. And Smith is going to let this clock continue to bleed down as he's got 3 backs in the backfield and he's in shotgun. And here we go as Smith dials it in. He'll take the direct snap and run it himself up the middle, and defense folds him into a 4-yard gain or 3-yard gain out to the 40-yard line for Carter Smith, who is over 100 yards on the ground today. 2nd and 5 for the Eagles. A timeout is called. We'll take it ourselves. It's 30-15 Lyman on the Benedict's Ace scoreboard with a little over 4 minutes to go in the game.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
This First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Bridger Valley Sports also brought to you in part by T-Bar S Body Shop. Let T-Bar fix your car. Call 307-789-2639.
Second and 5 snap goes to Brewer, who runs up the middle and gains a yard. We're under 4 minutes to go in the Amp Sable fourth quarter. Welcome back into our Union Sports broadcast booth and a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Lyman football. It is 3rd and 4 for Lyman, just inside the Patriots' 40-yard line. And Brewer adding to his total. He's got 17 carries and close to 100 yards on the ground. A timeout is called by Upton-Sundance to try and stop this clock. They need a lot of help. So they take their second timeout, I believe, of the half. And we're going to keep it right here, though. It's 30-15 Lyman on the Benedict's Ace scoreboard after the latest score from Upton-Sundance made it a 2-possession game. And the defense on 3rd down needs to make a stop here, or Lyman will just run out this clock. It's 3rd and 4 with 3:53 to go in the game. Smith in shotgun takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Brewer up the middle, who's going to fight his way near the 35-yard line, but will be shy of the first down marker. About a 2-yard run from Preston Brewer, bringing up 4th and 2. And another timeout is called, and this will be the final timeout called by Upton-Sundance. We'll step aside during this break. It's 30-15 Lyman on this First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Lyman football.
When your vehicle needs new tires, any tire store can get you back on the road. But only Plains Tire can get you rolling again with the peace of mind that you were treated well, paid a fair price, and that you'll be taken care of for the life of the tire. At Plains Tire, trained tire technicians mount and expertly balance your new tires, replace the valve stems, and hand check each lug nut to make sure it's all tight and secure. Plus, you'll get lifetime alignment checks and tire rotations only at Plains Tire, 157 Bear River Drive, Evanston. Visit plainstire.com.
All right, here we go. It is 4th and 2 for the Eagles, and they are going to go for it. If they pick up this first down, they can pretty much run out the remainder of this 3-minute and 44-second clock. Shotgun snap goes to Smith. He'll look to pass, gets it across, wide open, and there is a big gain and going for 6. Yes, touchdown Lyman. Chevy Fackrell rolled out, and the Eagles are all hugs on the sideline right now as they pick up 6 more points to all but secure pretty much a spot in the championship game. What creativity from head coach Dale Anderson. When everyone thinks you're going to zig, he zags, and a big touchdown throw from Carter Smith to his man Chevy Fackrell. And now here comes the extra point from Saby, and it is up, and it looks like it is good. Yep. So it is now a 37-15 lead on the Benedict's Ace scoreboard for the Lyman Eagles. They are they're up by 22 points and 3.5 minutes away from finding out who they will play in the state title game. They are going to the state title game. They'll wait the winner of Mountain View and Torrington, which will kick off at 6 p.m. barring any kind of miracles here, as it is a comfortable lead for Lyman late in the fourth quarter. 37-15 after the big touchdown throw and catch between Carter Smith and Chevy Fackrell. Good for about 35 yards. And Braxton Saby will kick off to restart the game here. Kick from Saby is a squib kick. It's fielded and getting on his knees to do so at the 33-yard line is a Patriot. Looks like it was Mills, and now it's 1st and 10 for Upton-Sundance at their own 35-yard line. Late in the fourth quarter, with 3:36 to go in the game, Lyman defense trying to just run out this clock and begin the celebration in the semifinal matchup. Here we go. It's Kruger in shotgun, takes the snap, and looks to throw. It's batted, and it's caught by an offensive lineman. So Kruger takes the snap, throws it out to the flat, and jumping up to bat it down was Roe Meacham. But then an offensive lineman for Upton-Sundance catches it, and he goes backwards for 3 yards. So a loss of 3, but you know what? Anytime the big fellas get a catch, that's fine by me. So 2nd and 13 with 3 minutes to go and counting in the game. Here's Brad Kruger in the shotgun formation. Takes the snap, looks to throw, and looks to his man, and it's caught by Reese Barrett across the first down marker on the sideline. It was kind of a pump fake and then threw it over the defender. A big gain, about a 15-yard throw and catch between Brad Kruger and Reese Barrett, who had the previous touchdown for Upton-Sundance. So Barrett getting 2 late touches in this game and 2 meaningful ones as well to keep it alive for Upton-Sundance on a long 2nd down. 1st and 10 for the Patriots at the Eagles' 48-yard line. Here's the shotgun snap to Kruger. He throws it out in the flat. It's caught by Mills. He crosses across the line of scrimmage and is brought down near the first down marker. Inbounds, though. So about a gain of 7 or 8 on the game, 6 yards on the reception from Mills. And clock now reads 2.5 and counting to go in the Amps-Able fourth quarter. Here we go. Upton-Sundance trying to keep this ball moving downfield and that stop at bay. Shotgun snap goes to Kruger. Looks to pass, loads up across the middle of the field, incomplete. He was looking for his man Braden Bruce, hits the floor instead, and it's now 3rd and 4 for Upton-Sundance with 2:15 to go in the game. Lyman leading 37-15 on the Benedict's Ace scoreboard. After the latest score from Lyman came on a Chevy Fackrell touchdown catch. Here's the 3rd and 4 snap to Kruger. He throws it on a slant, and it's batted down. Bradshaw getting his right hand on the ball and smacking it away for an incomplete pass. 4th and 4 now for Upton-Sundance, and if they don't convert this, Lyman will take a couple knees to run out the clock. 2:11 to go in the Amps-Able fourth quarter. It's the Eagles leading by 22 in the semifinal matchup against Upton-Sundance. A pair of schools in the corners of the state colliding here in Lyman, and it's been all Eagles in the second half. Here's the 4th and 4 snap to Kruger. He bobbles it, picks it up. Now he looks to pass it, throws it down the sideline, and it is over the head of the intended receiver, but a flag comes down, and it looks like it might be pass interference against Lyman. On a broken play from Brad Kruger, he picked up the ball after dropping it on the snap and just flinged it down the sideline and over everyone's head. Incomplete, but a flag did come crashing in with 2:03 to go in the fourth quarter. So it's going to be pass interference against Lyman to extend this drive and a fresh set of downs for Upton-Sundance. 1st and 10, Upton-Sundance at the Eagles' 26-yard line. Brad Kruger and the offense line up with 3 receivers on the near side and a shotgun formation. Snap goes to Kruger. He'll look to throw, rolling out to the near side. Got some pressure from Brewer, and he is going to be taken down by Brewer. Ball came out at the end. It was a... So, there it is. Okay, so it looks like intentional grounding by Brad Kruger was being spun around. He just threw it barely forward. Could have been a fumble. But, yeah, intentional grounding as no one was in the area, and it went nowhere near the line of scrimmage. So a big loss on the play will bring up second and a country mile with 1:53 to go in the game. Lyman leading 37-15 on the Benedict's Ace scoreboard. Ball is spotted all the way back now at Lyman's 43-yard line. They have to get all the way out to the Eagles' 16. Shotgun snap goes to Kruger. He throws across the middle of the field. Intercepted! It is intercepted! And it's Jet Dickerson getting all the way out to his own 40-yard line, and that will do it. Dickerson comes up with a huge pick at the end of the game to ice it. And the Lyman Eagles are a couple snaps away and some knees on the turf from advancing to the state title game. Jet Dickerson comes up with a huge defensive play right in the middle of the defense, just read the quarterback's mind like a picture book, and Lyman will line up in victory formation with 1:40 to go in the Amp-Sable fourth quarter. Snap to Smith, who goes to one knee, and Lyman can begin the celebration. They are going to play in the state title game as they wait to see the matchup of Mountain View and Torrington. And Lyman is a couple of snaps away and a minute 12 and counting from their first state title appearance in 8 seasons. You got to go back to 2012 when the Eagles were 2A state champs over Lovell by a score of 22-20. It's 37-15 Lyman as they continue to let this clock run down, and they take a second knee with 55 seconds to go, and they're one knee away now from making it official. It was all Lyman in the second half. You'll want to stick around for our post-game show. And here comes the final snap, and Carter Smith takes a knee to secure the win. It's the Eagles taking down the Upton-Sundance Patriots 37-15 to advance to the 2A state championship game. Wow, what a game and what a second half for the Lyman Eagles. We're going to have a great post-game show. You'll want to stick around for that as this clock is going to hit zeros in officially in 8 seconds as both sides meet in the middle of the field to wave from each other about 20 yards apart. And Lyman defending their home field to advance to the state title game a week from today. I believe it's next Saturday, and that's going to be either against Mountain View or Torrington. We're going to take a short break, and when we return, we'll have our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap and the rest of our post-game show, including our McKay Frankham Dental Services play of the game. So stick around for that and more. It's the Eagles advancing to the state title game, 37-15 over the Upton-Sundance Patriots.
Buying or selling is a simple process if you're working with the right real estate agent. This is Bobby Dalzall, broker with Big Country Properties. We have agents serving both Lincoln and Uintah counties that can assist you with all of your real estate needs. We are the top listing and selling brokerage in the Bridger Valley and strive to be honest, hardworking, and thorough. Whether buying or selling, we make it happen. Call us today at Big Country Properties, 307-782-3556.
A common thread, no matter where you live in Wyoming, is that if you're heading somewhere, it's probably going to be a while until you get there. A lot can go wrong on these long road trips across this great state. If you ever find yourself broken down on the side of the road, it's time to call Glade Erickson at Bridger Valley Motor to come and pick you up, day or night. Bridger Valley Motor offers 24-hour towing services. If you need a tow, you need to call Glade on his cell phone at 307-780-3280. Bridger Valley Motor is here to pick you up if your lift ever lets you down. 307-780-3280.
Welcome back into our Union Sports broadcast booth and a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Lyman football. It's the Eagles taking down the Upton-Sundance Patriots 37-15 to punch their ticket to the state title game where they will face either a team about, a couple football fields away called Mountain View, or the opposite side of the state, Torrington. That will get underway at 6 p.m. tonight. You can watch that here on MyLocalRadio.com to figure out who Lyman will be facing off next week. But it's time for our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap, where fresh and fast meat. You can visit them on Front Street in Evanston. And let's start this recap because it's an extensive one, a lot of ground to cover. So the first score of the game went to Lyman on a 12-yard touchdown run from the quarterback Carter Smith with 3:40 to go in the second quarter to put Lyman up 6-0. Now that PAT got missed afterwards, which at the moment felt like, could this come back to play a role? No. You could give Upton-Sundance 20 points, and it wouldn't have come back to play a role. So that put the Eagles up 6-0 late in the second quarter. Now, Upton-Sundance would respond right before the half after a botched punt that was blocked by Upton-Sundance. The Patriots took over and had first down at the Eagles' 15-yard line with just under a minute to go in the half. And on the first play, it was a touchdown throw from Brad Kruger to Ethan Mills to tie it up at 6-6, and the PAT afterwards made it a 7-6 lead at the half for Upton-Sundance. The second half, different story. What started off as a defensive battle got turned around in the second half thanks to an explosive Lyman offense, defense, and special teams. Every facet of the game getting it done. So the second half started off with a couple stalemates, and ultimately it resulted with a touchdown run, his second of the day, from Carter Smith to put the Eagles up 12-7 after a punt went over the head of Lane Gill, and the 2-point conversion then made it 14-7 Eagles. So that's the first special teams mistake by Upton-Sundance. Fast forward to the next possession for the Patriots. Just 2.5 minutes later, it's a Preston Brewer 55-yard fumble recovery on a backwards lateral that was dropped, and heads-up play by Brewer to realize that's not an incomplete pass, that's a fumble, and he scooped it and scored for 55 yards to extend the lead to 14 for the Eagles, 21-7 with 2.5 to go in the third quarter. Moving forward, a minute and a half later, after the Lyman Eagle defense made a stop to force a punt, another high snap, from Upton-Sundance went over the punter Lane Gill's head, way over his head, rolled into the end zone, and would be recovered for a safety to make it 23-7 Lyman. At this point, it was all Eagles in the second half, and they were running away with it. And to top it off, they had a couple more scores to do so. In the start of the fourth quarter, there was a 12-yard touchdown run from Preston Brewer to push the lead up to 30-7 on the Benedict's A scoreboard. However, Upton-Sundance would respond. They had an impressive drive midway through that fourth quarter and capped it off with a 35-yard touchdown throw to Reese Barrett to make it 30-15, and they completed the 2-point conversion. So with about 6.5 to go, it's a 2-possession game. Anything can happen. You never know. However, it would be Lyman prevailing, holding on, and scoring the last score of the game on a fourth down pass deep into at the 35-yard line of Upton-Sundance to make it 37-15, and that is our final. The game was ended with a game-clinching interception from Jet Dickerson to secure the win, 37-15. That's our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. The Lyman Eagles await to see who wins between their rivals Mountain View and the other half of the state, Torrington. That will get underway tonight at 6 p.m. Feel free to watch that at MyLocalRadio.com to see who the Eagles will play next week in the state title game. We've got more ground to cover here in our post-game show, but the Eagles take down the Patriots 37-15, just like the Super Bowl.
Buying or selling is a simple process if you're working with the right real estate agent. This is Bobby Dalzall, broker with Big Country Properties. We have agents serving both Lincoln and Uintah counties that can assist you with all of your real estate needs. We are the top listing and selling brokerage in the Bridger Valley and strive to be honest, hardworking, and thorough. Whether buying or selling, we make it happen. Call us today at Big Country Properties, 307-782-3556.
A common thread, no matter where you live in Wyoming, is that if you're heading somewhere, it's probably going to be a while until you get there. A lot can go wrong on these long road trips across this great state. If you ever find yourself broken down on the side of the road, it's time to call Glade Erickson at Bridger Valley Motor to come and pick you up, day or night. Bridger Valley Motor offers 24-hour towing services. If you need a tow, you need to call Glade on his cell phone at 307-780-3280. Bridger Valley Motor is here to pick you up if your lift ever lets you down. 307-780-3280.
Welcome back to Lyman High as the Eagles defeated the Upton-Sundance Patriots 37-15 to advance to the state title game next weekend. Can you get more excited than that? And it's now time for our McKay Frankham Precision Play of the Game. A lot of candidates to pick from. You could go with the fumble recovery in the end zone. However, that seemed more like an Upton-Sundance self-destruction kind of play, or the Chevy frack roll touchdown at the end of the game to ice it, or the Jet Dickerson game clinching interception. But we're going to give it to Preston Brewer for that big scoop and score, and the reason being his ability to realize that was a backwards pass. It was close to being as lateral as possible. However, it appeared definitely to be not going forward, and Brewer scooped it up and ran it in for 6. And so Preston Brewer is our Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Play of the Game winner, as the Eagles would benefit from great play out of Preston Brewer to pick up 37 points and a 22 lead over the Upton-Sundance Patriots. We got more to go here on our post-game show. We're going to do our roundup calendar in a moment, and then we're going to kind of turn things over to the rest of the sports in the valley. We've got volleyball going on in Casper, and then it's Mountain View and Torrington at 6 p.m. in a little under 3 hours now between Mountain View and Torrington to find out who Lyman will be playing in the state title game next week with Cullen Holt on the mic. So keep it right here for more post-game coverage as we have a exciting ending as Lyman bested the Patriots 37-15.
When do you schedule doctor appointments?
In bed before I fall asleep. In the car waiting to pick up my kids.
We can even do it after breakfast.
We all lead busy lives. Online appointment scheduling puts you in control. In just 90 seconds, you can make an appointment with a primary care provider or specialist at evanstonanytime.com. Select the day and time most convenient for you. Enter some basic information, and just like that, you're scheduled for care. Schedule appointments for next day and beyond at evanstonanytime.com.
Back into our Union Sports broadcast booth. It's the Eagles advancing to the state title game 37-15, your final against Upton-Sundance. The Patriots playing in the northeast corner of the state and traveling about 9 hours to the southwest tippy corner here in the valley against Lyman. All right, we're going to have our calendar on in a moment so you guys know what's going on in the days and weeks to come. We're in our post-game show. We had our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap, and our McKay Frankham Precision Play of the Game went to Preston Brewer. And so we're going to have our roundup calendar on in a moment. But right now it's the Lyman Eagles celebrating their first state title appearance since 2012. An 8-year drought is snapped as they are advancing for the first time since they defeated Lovell 22-20 back in 2012. What an exciting ending for the Eagles, who just prevailed in that second half and played their best football late. All right, keep it right here. We're going to have our roundup calendar on right after this on our First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Lyman football.
This First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Bridger Valley Sports also brought to you in part by T-Bar S Body Shop. Let T-Bar fix your car. Call 307-789-2639.
Do you want a 5-star experience at the dentist? Come to Black Fork Dental in Mountain View. Hear what some of our patients have to say.
Dr. Irene and his staff are so kind, competent, and knowledgeable in the care they deliver. They are careful and pay attention to all the details.
Great pain-free work, cutting-edge technology, overall a wonderful experience.
Call Black Fork Dental at 782-3630 for a 5-star experience. Black Fork Dental.
Welcome back into our Union Sports broadcast booth. The Lyman Eagles are advancing to the state title game after taking down the Upton-Sundance Patriots 37-15. Let's check out our roundup calendar. So, other events going on today: Mountain View Volleyball at State in Casper, Lyman Girls Swim Meet at a state meet in Laramie, and Lyman Football, of course, just concluded against Upton-Sundance, and Mountain View Football will take on Torrington, a 6 p.m. kickoff tonight. Now, tomorrow, that girls' swim meet continues in Laramie. A lot of great things going on with the Lyman swim team this year. And looking ahead further down the week, it's going to be Bridger Valley Basketball Tournament, November 11th and 12th. So 5 days from now, we get some basketball in the Cowboy State. I can't wait for that. But we got business to finish up first here, as the Eagles are 1 win away from their first state title in 8 years. They're going to await the winner of the Mountain View Torrington matchup, which will get underway at 6 p.m. tonight. What an exciting game that could be if it's another Bridger Valley Bowl. Lyman won it a few weeks ago over their rivals, the Buffaloes, but we'll have to wait and see. Well, folks, for my producer, Alyssa McDaniel, I'm Matthew Peterson, signing off from the Union Sports broadcast booth. The Lyman Eagles taking down the visiting Upton-Sundance Patriots 37-15 to advance to the state title game.
This broadcast has been a wholly owned production of MyLocalRadio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated. Special thanks to Executive Producer Val Cook, Office Manager Kayleen Anderson, Sales Manager Julie Burley, Rich's Matthew Peterson, and Evanston's Elon Olive, and Production Assistant Alyssa McDaniel. And a big thank you to our fine sponsors. Thank you for tuning in to the First Bank of Wyoming broadcast of Bridger Valley Sports. For archive games, talk shows, and interviews, visit MyLocalRadio.com. Like and follow My Local Radio Sports on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with all things local athletics.